I see. Never mind. Never mind.
Hello, my name is Matt. This is my YouTube channel, Zephyr's Gambit. Today I am DM for a group of adventurers in the setting of Eberron, and several of my players are late. Bah humbug! This hangout is recorded not aiming to entertain an audience, but as a record to look back on. Having said that, hopefully anyone watching will still get something out of the experience. We are normal adult people and we will make mistakes. We and are and stumble over descriptions and decisions, and we will swear. This campaign story and quests are original content and are set in the Eberron universe. This is not canon, but tries to remain lore-friendly as much as possible. Having said all that, let's get the game started. Last time, we did some stuff. Would someone like to explain a little bit about what we did?
I'll see if I can. I'll try my hand.
I already got inspiration, or I'd do it.
Yeah, we've all got inspiration for being on time.
I'll try my hand at it anyways. So we had left off, or we were in the middle of the hunt event, and we had all, or Kari, Lana, Sylis, and Dawn had ventured further into the area where the creature they were hunting. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. I feel bad. But yeah, they arrived in this kind of wastelandish area of the woods where it's like, this is obviously...
I believe it was a John.
No. I want to say it started with a D. A Dow?
Dow. Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, I did it!
Good job.
Anyways, so, yeah. And while there, Silas's familiar, Valia was... or I think I said that wrong. I'm sorry, but Kalaba was flying way up high, and he was able to tell that, oh look, Shard came to help us, and refers to Solana. She's kind of skeptical until she sees him far off, and she's like, oh yay, and so runs off towards him, only to slam into a mound of earth that suddenly formed in front of her, and yeah, so. They then realized that, oh look, the Dow is up on the big cliff mountain, well, hill thing that we can't really just run up the sides of because the sheer walls are like 20 feet high or something like that. And so they fight the creature, and it's having fun setting up pillars of earth and sinking areas down, and everyone's having some fun trying to defeat this creature amidst all the obstacles that it was throwing their way and other difficulties. And Lana had a temper tantrum in the midst of it all. Brug showed up as well and was able to lend a hand, and I think he and Shard managed to do most of the damage to the Dow, while the rest of us tried to make our way up to the top, and eventually the Dow was defeated. Lana was knocked out once more as she got buried alive, but was revived. Yay! And everyone went back to the guild, or well, first took in their prize of, look, we killed this and these things, and so they were the victors. They went back to the guild to report, and Sylis talked to Vesuvius' sister because he remembered that she had died previously, and discovered that she too had the same potion that was used on Lana, and so yeah, she and Lana kind of have something in common, which they were brought back from the dead, and with weird quirks, likely. I think that's what it was.
Sounds about right. Yeah, sounds pretty good to me.
Oh, and Shard's announced it all up and down the town. He's going to be an uncle. And Lana decided to go stay the night at Ren's because she was pretty livid with a lot of how things went down that day and just needed a break from guild life.
Cool. All right. Very good. So, today, you guys have heard about a number of different things that are all kind of in the same general area. Sylis has the letter from his mother asking him, you know, when able, sort of as soon as possible kind of thing, to meet her in the city of, I believe it was Trolanport. Let me double check that, make sure that I'm getting that right. I think so. Yep, and that is in Zilargo. So we've got that. We also know as Chance has met up with us during our week of downtime and told us about a certain gnome, Sasken Hewitt, who they helped out some time ago, who sort of vowed to get in contact with us when he was sort of back on his feet again. And Sasken Hewitt has contacted us as well. Basically, he has changed his profession, changed his entire life because of everything that's basically happened. And he is now set up also in Zilargo, but further to the east. He's now in charge of a mining operation, and he said that, you know, if we're ever in the area to drop by, and he'll have some gifts for us for what we did, and also the potential of maybe some work, as he knows that we're very capable. So if we're ever sort of stuck for work, we can go and visit him in his mine. In addition, Kodiya, the Centaur, who is someone that Dawn knows. We met her very briefly on the hunt as she was being pursued by other centaurs that she'd been mingling with, and they found her out and chased her out, full intention of murdering her, and she managed to escape with our help. We managed to slay the outrunners that were chasing her, and she has come back to Shan and then has been sort of ferried off toward Zilargo as well. She's already left town, but we don't know exactly how far away she is just at this point. But she has been ferried away, and where she's headed, let me just double check this map so that I'm getting these names correct. She is headed for Oskilor, which is a town just north of Trolanport, as there is been reports of a rather virulent plague / disease / magical kind of bad stuff that's going on to the south of Oskilor, down the river there. And as a druid, she has gone to check that out as a druid's representative, and so she will be in that area as well. So we've got a lot of stuff going on in Zilargo that we could go and check out. Meanwhile, in Shan, yeah, basically things have been calming down after the great hunt. The king has sent word of his thanks for finding out about the nefarious work of this this man who was running the hunt, and so he's been jailed since for basically sins against mankind, taking all of these magical creatures and relocating them for his own gain, and the king has not taken kindly to that. So he sent his words of thanks, and yeah, here we are. So what would you guys like to do? I know that a few of you have some NPCs and stuff that you want to go and meet and talk to, and other stuff. So it's totally up to you where we go and what we do from here. So
I would imagine, at least for Lana, with Sylis's summons kind of majigger. I would think maybe a few days after, when she kind of comes back to the guild, and even though she's now like kind of her ties with them is free, she doesn't have to work for them anymore because she's no longer owes them a debt. But she'll come back anyways and be like, I think I'll stick around a little longer. And I guess you're gonna go answer that summons from your mom, Silas. I suppose I could come this time if you'd like.
Yeah, we absolutely have to get up to see my mother. Absolutely. I can't wait to do so. I think,
Yeah.
Lana, I think I would like to take your advice and make amends with your friend there.
Just kind of takes one like with her. Oh, okay, sure.
It'll be great. You know, what I mean, finally, you know, what I mean, I'm gonna take your advice and give him a chance. You know what I mean? It's not a first
small.
I would say.
A small smile like kind of curves across her face, just like, okay, no, that's yeah. I guess we can. I need to go let him know that we're going to be gone anyways. Like, or at least if we end up going, it'd be good for me to at least let him know that.
Leaving. It would probably be best to get with the guild or whoever might be having other things for us to do. But I'd like to leave that on a high note for him. I know that he's still not completely well, as you've said. But just have that high note at the end that he gets to see you because you are such good friends with him. And such, you know what I mean? And also give that olive branch per se, you know what I mean? To say that I know that there's been animosity between the two of us and that I would like to squash that life super short.
Yeah, she's all beaming and whatnot. She's very just like, awesome. Yeah, but I guess we can go. Yeah, whenever you'd like to go swing by, just let me know and we'll go together.
Well, why don't we just do it on the day we're going to leave? I think that that sounds best. At least he'll be able to see you the last time.
Well, I'm gonna actually go. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna let him know beforehand. I don't want to just let him know the day of. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be going. How far is it?
Yeah.
And she would ask Silas to like, how far away is the travel? And I think
I would say it's at least 5 to 10 days, at least. You know what I mean? Depending on how quickly we can move and what method we use.
A little bit more than that.
Okay.
No,
it's
I know.
500 miles.
And that was just right. And that was just Silas's idea of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's right. Yeah, that's right. 500 miles. Yeah, I
right.
definitely would let him know, but I'm not going to tell him the day of. So I'll probably go swing by tomorrow or something. Assuming this conversation's happening about 3 days before we actually take off.
Beautiful. I don't think Matt will have an issue with that.
Yeah, whatever you like.
We had a week of
this is
downtime.
your story, so
yeah.
So but I just
she'd go and
greatly
she'd tell
on that. With the baby coming and all, you know what I mean? It's certainly something that I don't want to have loose ends like that.
Yeah, and so Lana would take the time to go visit Rin probably the following day or something. Just like, hey, by the way, I'm going to be heading out town here probably for a long time. But just want to let you know. And she probably even slip in there too, just like, and believe it or not, I think Silas is actually coming around. He should be paying me a visit or something. We'll be saying goodbye before we leave. But he was talking about you, and I think he's finally maybe sees you as a friend or something. Just kind of like mentioning that as just kind of, she's really excited about this prospect. Just like, woo! I don't have to be like lying half the time about like, yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with so and so, and just so she could go hang out with Rin for a little bit before without Silas feeling like she's always spending her time with him, which she's really not, but she'll sometimes go slip over there and just be like, yo, what's up? Just so that way Silas isn't always hounding on her. So she's feeling kind of relieved at the moment.
Yeah. And Rin will just like accept this idea. He seems a little bit reserved, perhaps. Like he sort of says, "Rin mate with Silas." And he's menial enough about it. So.
Don't you be all shy about it. Come on. Like this is a step forward because like she's vented some of the frustrations or at least with the being jealous. It's stupid. and so yeah, I was like, no, I don't think she'd be nervous like this. I wouldn't if I thought there was anything weird about it, like I would be telling you about it, but no, I think he really means it. And so
Well, and Rin will sort of shrug and say, Rin likes us.
oh good. Cool. And yeah, that'll pretty much be it that I can think of. Yeah.
That's quite a distance to travel. This is your town of origin, Sylis?
Yeah, it's done. Not really. I don't really have a town of origin. My mother's guild she was a part of was
She's
kind of vagabonds. You know, she's definitely no, not at all. I would say my town of origin would definitely be Underlar, if I just said that correctly. And you know, it's certainly that's where the school is. Maybe you've heard me speak of before. You know, it's I see. I'm not very good with distance because of that. Because they just I take a teleportation signal and then I'm there with the dean. So that's why I think I was wrong with that whole distance problem, and I'm very sorry about that. You know, as he looked around, and then he's figured out how long will this trip really take us? You know what I mean? As he's asked around a little bit without a transportation signal.
A while. So you are currently here. So it'd be going along. Yeah, well, it depends. Like, because there's a number of different ways to get there. So you could go by land, which would be along the trade route to Zilspar first, and then basically to Trolanport from there. You could go by sea, which would be out the bay, and then basically down around the bight and into the strait, like that. And then there's also your airship, which you have, which can basically go as the crow flies. But that's, you know, you would have to refuel a couple of times. And, you know, that's a possibility, but you don't really have anywhere in Trolanport to house that, as there's not even a Skyrail depot there. The nearest Skyrail depot is over here, way over here in Zolanberg or Korenberg, whichever. Korenberg is the end of the line. Those two would have a Skyrail depot, and you could go by Skyrail. It'd be a little bit quicker, but it would also be a lot more expensive. That's quite a long distance to go. I mean, you got plenty of money. It's not like you don't. But
yeah. I mean, like what kind of money are we talking?
Our earnings, like, goodness.
It's I don't remember off the top of my head, but something like, because they charge per mile that you travel. I didn't. It'd probably be like somewhere around 100 goldish per person. I haven't like added it up, so I'm not going to do that right at a second. But probably around 100 gold per person.
That's what Sylis would be most interested in. Is taking a Skyrail all the way.
But even if you do, like if you take a look, you'd be further away actually by the time you did it.
Mm-hmm.
Like Korenberg is like, there's no decent trade route from Korenberg to Trolanport. There is from Zolanberg, but you're going through like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towns, and Oskilor as well. And you know that that's where Kodiya is, but you also don't know that there's a plague going on or some sort of magical disease or something. So I'm not sure whether you want to actually be close to there, considering Lana's condition.
Exactly.
So yeah, pretty much
Well,
the
what
two
if we were to do
safest
this?
routes would be either by ship around the bight and into the strait, or taking the trade route, because you know that there's a caravan leaving fairly soon and you could accompany that, or you could go by yourselves
A
as
caravan?
well.
I could sit on
Yeah,
the
that sounds
wagon.
That sounds like a plan. I think with the caravan, even maybe providing security for the caravan as we were to travel.
Yeah. So it wouldn't cost you anything. They'd probably even pay a small amount. Obviously, they don't have a lot of money, but if you are taken on as proper guards, then they'll pay you a guard's wage.
We'd be happy with that.
Lana will happily sit on the on the wagon or whatever she can, just to be like, all right, you guys walk. Bye.
I'm just going to clear the drawings for the moment. You kind of have an idea of where you're going as well. So yeah, you want to get up on the caravan. Sounds reasonable.
So Matt, can you move the map down so I can see what's more north of here? Because I know Undalar's up there, and I could show.
Can I move the map down?
There's more north
like
of the
to
map,
see
right?
more of the. Well, I think this is a picture that he has in, so he can't like adjust it.
I haven't got the full map.
Oh, that's not the full map. Okay, I thought it was a full map.
I have it like on my computer. I just don't want to load it in because it's gonna like crash everything. It's too big.
But yeah, so basically, Stephen, he's even more north than that is where he's from. A town called Undalar. It's basically a town that's, if I'm correct in saying this, Matt, it's built around the school for the most part.
Yeah. So north and east.
Yeah. And it's a wizard school. Backstory on it: he is a charlatan, and he kind of faked his way to get into the school. He's human, as you know, and he faked his way for almost a year to be
Until you make it.
Yeah, exactly. Of being an elf, got himself enrolled into the blade singing program, so on and so forth. And then was found out by the dean, who knew that he could use my services for his good rather than executing me as he should have.
So where was it that the school is from? It's in Onder, isn't it?
Yeah. It's in.
So almost directly north of Zilargo, but it's like that's around. I want to say like 800 miles, maybe. Yeah.
But he's
so
only
600 to 800 miles.
Besides the one trip that he took on Skyrail down, the only other way he's ever traveled was by Sigil. Yeah, I mean by teleportation by his dean. So he has no idea really how long it is. He slept most of the trip down.
No, it's even more than that. It's like 2,500 miles. Something lots. It's lots.
But we're meeting his mother somewhere else, though.
Yeah, his mother.
We're meeting his mother in Trolanport.
Trolanport, yep.
So you don't have a connection to Trolanport per se. It's just
no, not overall. Just my mother summoned me to that place.
Yeah. So the whole thing, if you missed it, when we did the hook in the first place, was that his mother has discovered a type of magic, type of blade song sort of thing that has never been discovered before, and she's figured out how to unlock it, but she hasn't been able to get into the place to unlock it. And so she, upon doing some research about this place, and she hasn't really told Sylis a lot about it because she's going to tell him more about it later, but basically what she said is that when she did the research, she immediately thought of him as the person that would be the best person to get involved, and so she, being her son and everything, has just immediately invited him And obviously Sylis is interested because that's his whole shtick. And
Wait,
and
I
also
thought you were faking it in the academy, though. You mean you really can?
Oh no, he's absolutely very, very much adept at it. It's not, he's
Oh,
not
you were just
it to
faking
make
the
it
race,
funny.
not the.
he was faking the race, yeah.
Yeah, I was faking the race. 100%.
But it is unusual, and maybe Don might know something about the way that blade singing works, like, or maybe he's been told since that Sylis is a human, and no human ever has had that ability. It's always been elves.
He's the first of his kind.
Yeah,
Possibly.
so-
It's a bit out of his range of expertise, being an elf-centric, human-centric thing.
Could be.
But
So yeah, so I truly think that that's probably the best answer. We should make our way towards that region because there's many things it sounds like we could do in that region anyways.
yeah, there's a lot going on.
You know, be over that direction. You know, I mean, he's certainly very excited to, with the prospect of learning something new. You know, he is a student overall, and he loves the idea of learning something new.
So yeah, I'm gonna put X. That's black. So let's see. Let's change that. I'm gonna put. Let's see. Draw. Put an X in Trolanport. That's Zara. It is an X, not a Z, right?
What's that?
Your
Yes,
mother's
an X.
name?
Yeah.
X, and then K for Kodiya. And then up here in the mountains, north, is it north or south of Zolanberg? Oh, it's right here. There is the gnome as well in the mountains there, about that 300 marker approximately. And that's Hewitt Sasken, so I'll just put a H for Hewitt. And he's over there. So yeah, here we go. All the things. So you want to visit Rin first before heading off? Is there anything else that you want to do before you get attached to the caravan? And this goes for Don as well, obviously. All of you.
Don will go back to that point in the woods. I intended to do this before, but I completely spaced at the time, and do a ritual cast of plant growth to encourage the regrowing of the plant life in that desolate area.
Awesome. Yeah, you will see that since it's been at least a couple of days since the Tao left, or was vanquished, you can see that some of the withering is definitely being beaten back by nature. The weirdness of the bark on the trees is still there, and you think it probably will be there from now on, just because of the way that it's affected that. But as far as the actual brush and plants and stuff in the area, it is starting to sort of come back, and as soon as you cast your spell, it'll just like speed that process up like really quickly. So be good.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Sylis wouldn't be able to help with the actual casting of the ritual, but yeah, he'd certainly want to go help and try to rectify that situation as well with anything to help our pain.
I think Lana would be trying to also be like, we're gonna need like things to eat and right? And maybe I can try and see what rations, food that we can take with us, unless the caravan that they secured themselves with is providing food.
Well,
the
that's
workers.
something interesting. If you were to mention the fact that you're traveling by caravan to Rin, he might be able to help you out with that.
I would say that the day that she and Silas go kind of say goodbye, like before, she'd probably make mention, or if she happened to be out and about, like say if Silas goes off with Dawn into the woods, she stays back. Like she might run into him or swing by and like have maybe just like the first bag of groceries or something, just kind of like, yeah, we're going to be taking a caravan and look, I got this stuff and hey, want to do lunch? And so I can see it being introduced that way.
All right.
Silas will definitely mention to you that he was very interested in having drinks that evening with him,
Okay.
to do that.
Oh, and he'd be more than up for that. Now, has Don met Rin yet?
No,
I don't think so.
not officially, at least.
Do you want to introduce him?
That's a good question. I think it would depend a little bit on like as we're in preparation mode and whatnot. If he's tagging along, like if he wants to come along with the shopping, then yeah, if she swung by Rin's place real quick and whatnot, just like the day before, and made mention what they're doing. It's like, yeah, we're gonna go shopping. Oh, by the way, Rin, this is Dawn. Kind of maybe with that, like, or I can see Rin even like going, oh, the one who spilled the beans, just because like she's talked about Dawn to Rin.
Has Lana mentioned that Don is a druid?
No.
Okay.
At least I don't think. Actually, no. I think she would have, because like, or at least in describing like how he did it, it's like he could like if Rin asked, like he could tell, and she's like, I don't know. He's like one of those earthy druidy people, like that wolf. There's a few of them at the guild, and so.
And Rin would immediately like shake your hand and say, Rin, pleased to meet you. Would you help Rin?
Hello. It is
Hello.
good to meet you as well. What is it that you need assistance with?
He says, Goodberry.
Donald. Let's see. Let me check this. I'm pretty sure I can just make one.
Oh, look at that.
You know,
We don't need to shop. Don can make us all our food, says Lana naively.
well, Donald, you mentioned that. Well, I'm not accustomed to traveling with caravans. Typically, I would travel across the cross country, and just nature would provide for my needs as I do so.
Right.
But I
So,
also recognize that
Rin-
you're not quite as accustomed as I am to living as such. Don will kind of make a closed fist palm up in front of him and open it up, and 10 berries will be in his hand.
Rin will hold out his hand and he'll say, Give Rin. Give Rin.
Yeah, he'll turn them out and into Rin's hand.
And Rin will sort of like excuse himself, and he'll be like, Rin, be back. And he'll just walk away.
Well, we just kind of be like, he's probably going to go make a drink with those, honestly.
And it'll take him a couple of hours, but when he returns,
Oh my gosh.
Rin will have with him enough rings for each of you, everyone in the party, and they are rings of sustenance.
Oh, snaps! That's awesome! She'd be like, wait, what?
And he'll sort of
Prison
present,
arm.
and he
I'm
sort
so
of
hungry.
holds out the rings in his hand, just like Don did with the good berries, and he says, "Good berries."
Don will pick one up and look at it critically with an eye.
And you'll
Lana.
see that the gemstone of the ring is indeed the very same shape and color of the good berry that you produced.
Well, I be.
Where
Good berry
did you get
indeed.
these?
From me. Didn't you just see?
Well, the good berries, but where did he get the rings?
You'd have to ask him.
That's what she says. Like, Rin, where did you get these?
He says, what's a good, he says, cereal box. And as you look at the rings, you realize that they're really not worth anything. They're kind of like this sort of cereal box toys.
She'll put it on one of her fingers, just kind of like, so we wear it, and does she feel any different?
She doesn't feel any different, really.
I'm still hungry. Does she need to wear two of them, one for her and one for the baby?
No. I don't think that the description tells you how you feel. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I'll have a quick look.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure that it just says that you don't need food.
You're no longer hungry.
So
except for you, Lana. You're
I
eating
would-
for two.
my recommendation is that the ring, instead of working like a normal ring of sustenance, is that you actually eat the gem and it restores itself each day.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Cool.
So Don will say, no, it's like this, Lana, and he'll pick the berry off her ring and eat it.
Okay.
No, try one.
Follow suit.
You feel full, or at least nourished. Berry provides enough nourishment to sustain a creature for 1 day.
So
If that is so, how does that work with you seem like you understand this more better than me. How does it work for a woman creating life?
It's fine, basically. But yeah, he can tell you that while the child is inside of you, your body provides, and it's fine. So the text of the actual effect is you don't need to eat or drink while this is in effect. And being that we've reskinned it to being the actual good berry effect, it'll just be every day. You'll just need to partake of one, and then it'll grow back over the course of the day, back to its original. And then, you can have another one in the next day. And it's an extended rest kind of thing. So.
Lana, it works the same way that any food would for a pregnant woman. You eat it, and then your body changes that nourishment, or that food, into nourishment for yourself and the child. I mean, I guess you could eat two if you wanted to, but you'll get fat. I hear women care about such a thing in Shard.
When he says that, she just folds her arms across her. It's like that's not already happened. Just like
he'll kind of say from the put a hand up to the side of his mouth and say conspiratorial to her. Between the two of us, I think the women here are far too skinny. It'll do you some good to get some meat on your bones.
Her cheeks just kind of go red, whatever.
Yes, apparently this world is very advanced. We have cereal.
To be fair, cereal is, it's just grains, cooked grains. Yeah. It's pretty straightforward. Absolutely. It's the sugar-coated cereals that are civilization. That's the gnomish territory.
Yeah, no, the cereal here is very simple. You're talking about roasted roasted
Barley.
corn flakes and things like that, and grain flakes, bran, that sort of stuff.
Like a granola type of idea.
Yeah, and a lot of the time it's like served with honey and milk to, yeah.
Rin very regular, 6 times the fiber of raw twine.
Well, Rin's a practical kind of guy, so you know. And you know, he'll have like this big beaming smile on his face as he hands these out to you all.
Oh, it's like, thanks, Ren.
And Lana,
Thank you.
you again get this, I don't know, like this thought crosses your mind. How does Red do this?
What?
Yeah.
He is way too resourceful. And like, I think after he leaves, she'll just kind of be like saying that to this, like, I have no idea where he got this. If he made
Well,
He
like I
just
told
always-
you, he got them for me.
well, yes, but if he made these, like putting a berry, like, he just does this stuff. Like half the time when we're out having lunch or something, he just makes food appear. It's just like, where does it come from?
You mean like this? Donald make 10 more berries. Just
Yes, but
it's not that difficult, Lana.
but there's a variety. It's never always the same thing. Like except for the taste.
Don will make
It's
a
always
leafy
taste.
head of lettuce appear the next time. And
Well, maybe he's a druid then.
Yeah, maybe Rin's a druid. Yeah, that's a thought.
I don't know why he needs you to make good berries if that is so. Unless, unless there's different types of, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway,
He's a curious guy.
what is Brug doing during all of this time since you've come in a little late?
Yeah, apologies on that. I just to update you guys on what I just did. I just got back from a Obi-Hana army base.
Ooh,
Yeah, I got my security clearance, so I'm
nice.
really on there.
Oh, congratulations,
And,
man!
the trip
That's awesome.
back. Yeah, thanks. The trip back was not as safe as I thought it would be.
Right.
And that drivers are crazy.
Yeah.
But Brug during all this is just kind of looking at you strangely as you've just produced berries out of your hand, like just like pulled up a napkin and then like, haha, berries. Brug's just like, Brug's gonna keep with his kebab.
His kebab. Oh yeah.
Brug's got like a trunk of those things. He's
Speaking
like
of the kebab, would you like to, being that you've been an active customer there for a while, if you like, you could invest some money into their business and become a partner.
Oh wow. Do it.
Do
an
it.
investor, sure, but I don't think Brug could ever be a partner to cooking in that.
Traveling kebab stand. Think about it.
Oh yes, Brug, Lord of Ghosts, Conqueror of Evil, also kebab salesman.
Brug, the glorious kebabsman.
Kebab so sharp you could stab with them.
So if anyone's like played,
They
I
count
don't know,
as
any
And
kind of big sort of open world RPG or whatever, a lot of them have, you can invest in merchants and they then basically have a wider array of goods and stuff for you when
As
you
you've
sort of
invested.
return, and they're able to expand and stuff. So it's not so much that you would then automatically be able to have a stall, but they might be able to expand their business and open more stalls in other cities, like, for example, Trolanport, where you're going, so that you can still frequent their establishments.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what other possible things could they sell me other than kebabs. You've invested in my stalls. I thank you. Now I
they
sell
could go to the-
burritos.
They could go the same route that the teriyaki places here in Washington go, where it's kebab and thing. You know, they could open a kebab and Philly cheese in a.
I now sell the mystery meat kebab.
yeah.
It's very popular with the poor.
Whatever the adventurer's dragon.
And if you were to ask them, they would just shrug and look at you as if you were stupid and say, dessert.
I'll come back when Judge is on the menu.
Yes. Seems downright shame. Seems an awful.
Brug has also been keeping an eye out for this list of things he has.
Yeah.
And he's been like, where the hell am I going to find this stuff? He's just like, I mean, I could go hunting for them, but I don't know where to even start that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big and weird kind of list. But yeah, I mean, you could ask around town. There are merchants of all sorts. Perhaps one of them might know, I don't know, where rare goods are. There might even be goods here for sale, perhaps. I
Yes,
mean,
of
it
course.
is
The mummified
done.
corpse salesman. I should have
Yeah, well, you think probably that's not, but maybe some of the other things might be. Like, you're not sure because you haven't ever gone like shopping for these sorts of reagents, but you think possibly something might be in the list.
Sharon's probably the place to find them if you are going to be able to shop.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's the biggest city, basically, in the known world, or one of the biggest here. So it's a peak. Definitely a good place to go searching.
Yeah, Brug's just gonna go over the list. He'll share it with he'll share it with the party. Ask them.
All right.
Ask them, you know what, maybe one of them has heard of some of these things or knows where to find them. If you want, you can post the list if they haven't already seen it.
They've already seen it. I posted it in the
Okay.
main chat. Yeah. So for those people at home, the Mother Guardians, who are mostly dead, their souls are being stored in items upon that Brug possesses. In order to bring them back, they need several reagents. The Druids don't have the, I guess, magic technology without these reagents to bring them back out of items. It's just not in their ability to do that. It's not something that's happened before, really, well, for quite some time, and they had to do a decent degree of research to figure out how this would be done. And so they've got a list of reagents, including hair clippings from an umber hulk, some spectator eyes, ear hairs from a speckled owlbear, mucus from an albino grimlock, vocal cords of a harpy matriarch, some red dragon wormling gizzards and a red dragon heart, some troll's blood, some ectoplasm, and mummified succubus bodies.
So Don might know where to find a couple of those things, Brug. There was that troll I butchered back on that floating tower not so long ago. And I guess it was an ice troll of sorts, but a troll's a troll.
Yeah.
And the blood's probably, the blood was frozen, so that's probably still good, even though it's been a while.
2 months to be exact.
I'm a city guard move corpse.
Well, maybe they would still have it on hand. You know, speed of bureaucracy and all that. And
Brug think you should ask city guard.
Hey, you guys got some mummified corpses around. You know.
So there's there are plenty
also,
I could do that.
Well, also giant DM in the sky because history with city guard.
Oh yeah, I know.
That
Then there was we had tons of spectator eyes on hand just not so long ago during the King's Forest hunt. Although I suspect well, I don't suspect. I know it's not exactly moral to have taken those. So
Yeah,
and
yeah, and as you say this, unless you were jesting, you realize pretty much straight away that you've said the wrong thing, because spectators are actually the mini form of beholders.
Yeah, I don't think Don would necessarily know
All right, so yeah, because you don't know that, and maybe someone else does. Maybe Sylis knows that spectators are the mini version of beholders, and he can correct you or something, perhaps.
Gotta go kick the cat.
Do you want me to roll for that to see if he knows that?
Yeah, sure. Let's see. See if Eddie, if you know. Funny. Just like random spectator.
Yeah. Something he's learned at school or something, maybe. Sounds like they're having a feline issue at the residence. What do you mean to do for that?
That would be
History?
history is fine, or Arcana is fine.
They're the same, so it doesn't really matter.
14.
Yeah.
Cat kicked.
What level are they? Just got to double check.
Well, there might be something he's heard of in school. You know what I mean?
Spectator. Let's see. They are challenge 3. That goes quarter. Oh, so it goes 0, quarter, half, 1, 2, 3. No. You don't remember that particular part, so you won't be correcting him at this point.
Okay. No,
You're like, oh yeah, spectators, that people watching. Yeah. Sounds legit.
Yeah. If you're spectating something, that means that you were watching somebody do something. Correct on.
Seems a little out of line with the other ingredients, but I guess I'm not a resurrection spell master either.
Neither am I, my friend. Neither am I.
You could also show the list to any alchemist, and they would immediately recognize what it is. So.
Hey, I know who we should show that to. We should show that to Wendelin.
Good idea.
I think Wendelin is a wonderful person to show that to, and she would absolutely love to go. He would absolutely love to go, and speak to Wendelin. He said,
Yeah.
Give me that list. I'll go talk with Wendelin, and then we'll find out, what is the legitimacy of this. I have a couple things to talk about anyways. I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
All right.
So, if he goes and does that, he would certainly, go in there, greet her, give her a big fat hug, ask her how her life is with being married and such. And
she will call her hubby out, and you'll notice that they have matching silver rings on the wedding finger. They are. You know that she was wearing a silver ring when you first met her, but he now has a matching silver ring. They seem to be using these as their wedding bands, and that's all good. He seems really happy with her. They say everything seems to be going well. The business is booming since he joined. People have been a little bit more forthcoming to get their diseases cured and things like that.
Okay. And he would give his approval, of everything, and this is wonderful that your life has turned around so greatly since the tragedy you've had in past. I have a couple questions here for you, Wendelin. The first is we have a list of ingredients to possibly bring back to right some wrongs that we've done. Does this look legitimate? And I would show her the listing.
Does it look legitimate? She says.
Yeah,
what do you mean?
Would this bring back the dead from a plane that they may not be on right now?
she like ruffles up her face and she looks down the list and she like, this looks like reanimation, she sort of says. If all of these things were used together, I guess that might be possible. Reanimation of the soul. And she sort of like looks up at you and sort of says, I guess that, well, they're not on the plane, so do you mean that their souls trapped?
Yes, I believe that's
Yes.
the case.
Her eyes sort of go wide and she says, okay, seems a little excessive, but yeah, it'll work.
Well, thank you for that. And if we were to need to make this, could you do that?
Make it?
If we were to gather all the ingredients, could you make the potion or such or whatever?
Oh no, I don't think these are for a potion. I think these are for a spell.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not.
I'm not so versed in this.
I'm just a simple alchemist, and while I could mix some of these things, it wouldn't work for that purpose. She says, if I was to mix all of these things into a potion, I'd probably kill you.
I'm not taking it. Yeah, I'm not taking it.
But yeah, I guess these things together could. Yeah, like I said, it seems a little excessive. I'm not sure who you're bringing back. Are you bringing someone back? It seems a little excessive, and she said that 3 times now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very long story, Wendelin, and I'm very sorry. I can't be completely forthcoming with it, but he reaches into a side pouch and pulls out a vial and sets it on the counter. And I said, I believe I know what this is, but is there a way you can analyze it and let me know exactly what it is?
Which vial?
It is the potion of inflict wounds.
She would sort of ask your permission to take like a tiny little bit from it and like mix it with other things that she has in the back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
As a scientist might do when trying to identify a liquid,
Mm-hmm.
test for things. And she would do that. It would take her sort of 10, 15 minutes or whatever, trying different stuff out. And she says, yeah, I can tell you what it is. Do you want to know now?
Please.
Well, these potions are designed to inflict wounds upon the imbiber.
Okay. Yeah, it's
you might use this as a poison or.
Okay. As I was told, I just wanted to make sure I fully trust you here, Wendelin, and it's just something that is. It looks like it could be very effective. I think, couldn't it?
She looks at you again, and she says, yes. Yes. She
And a
says
very
that does seem very dated.
Well, okay. So then, do you think it still would be effective if it's quite dated?
Well, yeah. I don't see why not.
It wouldn't expire or anything.
No, I mean, you probably want to shake the bottle a little bit, bring up the sediment from the bottom. But, I can't imagine why it wouldn't be.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was just, it could be a good tool along the way if it's something that we needed to use at our disposal. That's all. You know what I mean? Again, clearly against, bad people. It wouldn't be something that I would want to use against anybody that's lawful.
Sure, she says, and she seems a little bit perturbed. She says, look, I'm in the business of curing diseases and not in the business of causing it. But yes, think it should be fine for that purpose. And she sort of looks up at you when she says the word fine and like emphasizes it, you know, it should be fine for that purpose. As if she sort of disagrees with that line of harming people.
Absolutely. And can I roll insight on that just to see if I see that she is lying? Yeah, I mean, not that she's lying. No, I don't want to do that. That's fine. And I say thank you very much. May I have the list back? And it was lovely to see you, Gwendolyn. We're actually going to be leaving, probably for quite some time. It was lovely to be in your service at times, and it was also lovely to have been there for your wedding and such. Thank you so much for your help, my friend.
She sort of nods and says, "You're welcome," and you know, like maybe next time you come and visit, we can talk about things that aren't business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we ever have that time, though? It's unfortunate. We're busy people.
Yes. And, you know, she'll say, so while you're here, did you want to, like, purchase any of my wares? I'll give you a discount.
Do you have any healing potions?
He says, well, yeah.
Let me, I would like, how much are the most powerful ones?
The most powerful ones? That is a very good question. I'm trying to remember.
And I've gotten much, you know, I mean, he's gotten much stronger. We've all gotten much stronger, so we need, you know, a 1d8 one isn't going to do us very good, 1d02, whatever. So I've just...
Because the potion... healing. So the rare one is that, so you got greater healing, which is 4d4 plus 4. You've got superior healing, which is 8d4 plus 4, and supreme healing, which is 10d4 plus 20.
Yeah, I don't need that. Probably, I don't know, the 44 one would be at the low end of what I'd want. He'd probably want the one a little bit above that.
So that's a rare magic item. So a rare magic item. One second while I find this again. We haven't had to look up that for a while. Go do some more stuff and I'll look for this and tell you in a second.
Okay, so he would you know, do the transaction once we figure that out, and then use his new fun ability that he likes so much, and he just kind of bamps out of the room and appears into the street.
Right.
Using Misty Step just because it's fun to do every once in a while. You know what I mean? And you know, then he keeps walking, so on and so forth, and he goes back and finds Lana and says, you know, I know we're leaving in probably tomorrow or such. What is Rin's favorite, you know, drink of choice?
And she just said, oh, that's a good question. I imagine Tay's because, well, he makes it a lot.
Is that something I can buy as well? I'm not familiar.
She
with that.
shrugs. I have no idea. I don't see any.
Or at least the best of it.
Would Lana have noticed the drink in the house, like in a bottle or of sorts, or is it just whenever she's there, it's just like magically this happens to be Tay? It's like I have no idea where he gets it. It's kind of
you haven't seen him buy it, so.
But has she ever seen it in the house other than inside a cup?
Yes, you've seen bottles.
Okay.
and whatever that base liquid is, he's going to buy 3 bottles of that. And
One always uses the same cup of taste. He never drinks it.
Give 2 of the bottles to Lana. And unbeknownst, I have a 3rd bottle. Give it to her maybe the day before and says, if he makes this lovely concoction, I would love to taste it. Maybe this should help him create that.
Oh, yeah. You should totally have some. Like it's really good what he makes. I don't know. I just always feel just
a bit better. You always say.
Yeah. Well, I guess I would say effects of like drinking any alcoholic beverage or whatever. It's just feel calmer and free. I don't know. It's just it's good stuff, and so
it sounds wonderful. I'd love to taste that tomorrow. So why don't you drop these 2 off to him today? Again, remind him that we would like to maybe even have a bit of a going away party with Rin. And you could invite Don. I know he's met him and such, and any of the others that might want to come along, and we can have a little bit of a goodbye to him. I know that he's your he's certainly your friend. And I would very much like to give him a good send off.
Yeah, it's just awesome. I was like, yeah, totally. So
it's thank you so much for helping with this, Lana. That would be that at that point. All right, I guess I'll just buy the 44 ones then. I'll take
So you get 25 gold off. So it'd be 225 gold for each one of those.
I'll take 4 of them.
All right. And Brug is over in the caravan. Sure. Look, what I might do is, have you got much more to do in here?
No, I'm ready to enact the idea I have.
All right. So I'll go over to Brug. There are a couple of people that are waiting for the caravan and getting ready for the trip. So let's see. We have Ivalios Liadon, the half-elf bard, is currently drinking his sorrows away and seems to be coming along for the ride. We've got Demaya Wolfshadow, who looks to be something like a female gnoll, but she looks very friendly. She's quite an attractive woman. She has sort of foxy red hair.
Sold. I go talk to the gnoll.
Then finally, of all of the people here, you do recognize one, and that would be, where is he? That would be the dwarf contact of Chance.
Never mind. I can talk to that guy. Yeah.
So for some reason I don't see him here. Why is he not there? I'm not sure, but yes, you do recognize him.
Yeah, I do know who you were speaking of.
Yes, you've met him a couple of times. You rescued him. He seems to be with this caravan. So they're all sort of traveling together towards Zilspar. So yeah, he would greet you by name, being that you guys have met. A little bit.
Brug will greet him as well.
Flint, wasn't it? I think it was Flint. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Brug will greet him and share a kebab, since it's the wait time on the actual caravanning part is a is unforeseen and don't know how long it might take. So may as well have something to eat in the meantime.
All right, so Demar Wolf Shadow. Okay, so I have brought her up there. So that is Demar Wolf Shadow. She's not missing.
Ah, right.
Not anymore.
Attractive by null standards. Got it.
Save changes. Yeah. Foxy red hair. She's got some
I hate to break it to you, but that hair is
tribal
brown.
paint. Yeah. It's just a representation.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Don't be a dick. And then we've got.
You should make that Brug's opening line to her. That's not red, that's brown.
Yeah, just Brug is the character that constantly breaks the fourth wall. Just walks up to her. That's definitely brown. Just turns like, well, talks to the dwarf.
And
but no.
I believe you've already got. Oh no, Avelios needs to be shown as well. All right, I'll show him as well. Edit. Why can I not? Damn it. I'll figure this out in a moment.
That's right.
But yeah, you meet those three people. Obviously, Flint will be the most talkative one, being that he knows you, and he will explain that, yeah, it's a caravan, they're going towards Zilspar. He doesn't know exactly how far everyone is going, but...
I will ask Flint, why he in particular is here.
Well, he says that Chance has gone off to do some soul searching, and he asked Chance whether he would sort of join with him, and Chance politely declined as he needed to do some other things, apparently. And so Flint was a little bit downhearted. He got a little bit depressed, sort of he hid himself away for a little bit. And then he realized that, well, he was running out of money, and quickly. So he sort of contacted the next caravan to ship, and he basically scraped together what little goods he had left in the warehouse, and decided that he really needed to do this for his own good.
I'll ask him where is he hoping to go, I guess. As the caravan's heading to the one location. I'm wondering if he's trying. Yeah.
He says that he has business first in Zilspar. He hasn't really thought beyond that. He says, but if you're going to Trolanport, I guess I could meet you there once my business is done. He looks a little bit lost, like he's been stuck in a basement for a couple of weeks,
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
So
let you guys
on the day before he goes.
What?
Go
ahead.
Sorry. I'll let you guys know. Tina apologizes. She's lost track of the weeks, but she's also really sick at the moment, so she's not going to be able to make it tonight. So she apologizes that she didn't tell us before, but
that's quite all right. I've been sick for the past week and got better yesterday, so
yeah,
can't really hold people accountable.
We understand that. So, but just to let you know, that's what's happening. But yeah, sorry, you were saying, and I interrupted you.
I was going to ask what goods Flint, was trying to bring over there, what he kind of specialized in, because I never did ask. We just kind of rescued him, talked a few times, and that was that.
Yeah. He shuffles his feet, and he sort of coughs, and he says, "Oh, this and that."
Brug will shake his head and go, "Brug, no.
trades goods. And you'll
kinda
see
cock
that
his
he
head.
looks a little sheepish, perhaps.
Uh-huh.
Brug will be like, oh, food's not great. You are embarrassed.
He says, yeah, I've been a bit out of touch, he says. And you see his eyes sort of dart off to the left.
Brug will look off to the left. What over there? What do you keep looking at?
He says, it's interesting architecture, isn't it?
Brug not know the word.
He says,
But if you say so.
the skirting board, that's foreign wood, right?
Brug will look at it. Well, that looks like wood.
Yeah, it just caught my eye. And his eyes dart off to the right.
But you not tell Brug what goods you sell. Brug curious.
He sort of looks back at you and sizes you up. And he says,
The size would be big, if he's curious.
Those are some mighty fetching pants there.
Fetching.
Brug feels suddenly uncomfortable and kind of covers himself.
He says, I have some silk. It's not quite that good value. I can show you. And Demaya will sort of look over to him, and she'll like sigh, and you can see that they have this moment of eye contact, and she sort of nods at him, and you totally see it. And so he goes over and he pulls open a box, a crate, and he pulls out a piece of silk, and he says, this is part of what we're transporting. And she like rolls her eyes, and you totally see it, but you might not know what it means.
You see, if Brug was more clever, I could be like, "What's happening here?" But that's just not Brug. Brug's gonna be like, it's gonna be like only trading silk. Seems like long way to trade silk.
He says, "Oh, there's more than just silk, but this is an example." And Demaya just like face palms.
I'm gonna say, does Brug see her face palming and like?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Brug will ask her. Brug will just turn and be like, "You know what he trading?" He seemed to have forgotten.
Demaya looks like at you flatly and says, "I don't know. I don't want to know. I'm a tailor."
Are there crates like nearby of theirs?
Yeah.
Held shut.
So she would have like a brooch as part of that sort of cloaky thing that she's got there, and you would see the symbol of that, and several of the crates are labeled with that symbol, and the crate that Flint opened was one of the crates that has that symbol on it, and you would be able to tell that there were other ones. So there's ones that have his House Kundrak symbol on them, and there's also other crates that you assume are Avalios's belongings and stuff. He's not trading anything. He just looks like he's coming along for the ride. There's probably like instruments and set pieces and stuff like that.
Rogue is going to, if they're both like turned away at any point, he's gonna look in one of these crates and look kind of under the silk at the top.
In one of her crates?
Or one of the dwarves' crates.
Yeah, so he hasn't opened any of his crates.
Okay.
He's only opened her crate and shown you an example of what he's carrying.
I'm gonna turn to the dwarf and be like, because I think Brug's finally put enough pieces together, be like, that what she carrying though? What you trading?
Oh, trades goods like that.
Brug will frown. Like what?
Silk. You know,
How about you show Brug?
silk. He looks up at you. He's only a dwarf.
Brug is figuring out that he is being pulled around.
Yeah, and he says, "Oh, you wouldn't be interested. Yeah, it's just trades goods. It's boring."
I think Brug be better judge of that.
He shuffles on his feet and he says, "I don't suppose I can interest you in some ale." And he pulls out some ale from like behind his back, and he like, yeah.
Alcoholics. A lot of you. Brug is now thinking that, this friend of chance is not being very forthcoming or honest. Chance would not have supported that kind of thing.
Big surprise, that one, but yes. So what are you going to do about it?
We can find one of these crates.
All right. He watches you and he's like, he goes to like step towards you to stop, and he sees the massive axe on the back. He's like, and so is anyone else there with you? Or is it just you?
I haven't been any subtle, so anyone that really wants to come along with this is...
Yeah, so anyone that wants to be here can. And so as Brug
the
goes
idea of
towards...
subtlety or whispering is foreign to Brug, so...
As Brug goes towards the crates, the dwarf starts like sneaking towards the door to like leave.
Yeah, Silas is there. He's been hanging out in the back, just like watching this all go down. It kind of Brug amuses him some that he's just the way he is, and
that seems to be the general consensus.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And he sees the guy make it for the door, and is this the same day?
Yeah, I mean
Okay.
It doesn't matter. It's like just anywhere in the week that you have in downtime, it's fine. Like so.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think this would be a great time for Don to just, who being wise, I think would have a fairly good idea of what's going on, to put a hand on the dwarf's shoulder and say, tell him stay, friend. You wouldn't want Brug to be looking through your things while you're not here to supervise now, would you?
Yeah, and Silas kind of
I
stands
like that
over.
you're using Brug as the threat, even though Brug isn't paying attention.
Exactly.
You wouldn't want to affront Brug over here, and Brug's just not even knowing what you're doing.
Right, and Silas just looks at him and he says, "You might want to tell him the truth. You really might."
Um,
And he's just smiling in his face.
Don will look at Silas and just say, let things take their natural course and see it through.
So red-faced, Flint like turns around and stomps his foot on the ground and like half yells, half like squeals. and he says, it's religious symbols, okay? It's religious symbols.
Open the crate, Brug.
Leave it.
Open the crate, and I walk up to him, and I take out my scimitar and I put it right across his throat. Open the crate, Brug.
Wait, across mine?
No, across the door.
I was about to have words.
No.
Why does small man?
Lana's in the back hiding and trying to be really small during this. Like, oh shit, this is getting serious. Just gonna head out here.
Is the crate nailed together like or is it just kind of the top
they're sort of
put on it?
they're like jammed shut, I guess. They're not like nailed, no.
All right. Well, Rogue will take off his axe and he's gonna kind of jam it in there to jimmy it open because
All right.
just tearing the top off seems like it might be a feat of strength.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't lying. There are religious symbols in here, but they're not exactly good religious symbols. More.
They have anything to do with the insert demons whose name escaped me here.
Oh no.
Oh, good. He lives. Okay.
I don't think Brug would recognize it. Is anyone trained in religion?
You? Not Lana.
No.
Uncertain.
No.
I mean, unless the druids know of it. But
yeah. Okay. So if you're not trained, I'm not going to have you roll. The reason is this is kind of religious, kind of almost a secret. It's not quite, but it almost is.
Got it.
And you know, because you've seen a number of the major religious symbols around town and stuff like that, that it's none of those. Absolutely no religion that you've seen or heard of. And all of the pieces are like black or very dark, and they have like a purplish, like a really deep purplish tinge, and they almost seem to be smoking. They have like this weird smoke sort of overlaying them.
Doug will turn to the dwarf and point out, your religious symbols are on fire. Really be more careful about packing them.
He sort of shifts uneasily and he says, oh, they're on fire. Yes, water? He calls out. And no one like responds to him. Demaya is just over in the corner and she's just like wringing her head. She's just like, oh my God, really? And when he yells like water, Avalios kind of wakes up from his slumber and he pulls out just some random alcohol and he throws the cup over towards the crate and it just splashes everywhere. And he goes, oh, Valor! Water! Yeah. And then he sort of slumps back into unconsciousness again.
Yeah. So then Sylis leans over into the dwarf's ear. So what are the symbols, dwarf? I'm not going to take a lie this time.
Brug's just going to put the top back on because, Brug's curiosity is done. Those religious symbols. Exactly what he said. Trustworthy.
Yeah, he wasn't lying.
We're going to be traveling with you, and we need to know what we're traveling with. What are these symbols?
All right, I will share with you.
And I have because of my class ability, I have a 14 locked for insight, and I will roll for it as well. But
I think he's intimidated enough at this point that he will just divulge, to you at least. So you won't have all of the information on this page, so just be a little bit careful with stuff. What you will have is the notable names. So if you scroll down from the top, some notable names, you will have those. You will have their let's see. You
This is
have
kind of the information he would know.
homelands.
Yeah.
Yeah, the homelands and the names. Probably that's it.
Okay.
He would give that to you. He would say these are the Radiant Idols. You know, the Radiant Idols, and he would shout out some of their names, and he would say, you know, the ones that once called Serenia home. Blah blah blah, so on and so forth, and try and talk his way out.
Right. And who are you giving these to?
He says whoever will buy them.
Are they worth a lot?
Yes.
Interesting. Well, good luck with your vocation, my friend. But whilst we're on the journey, please don't lie to us anymore.
Okay, he says, somewhat sheepishly.
Right.
I like
right,
that he's super worried about something we don't know.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So to clarify something, that obviously we don't know what these are. Are they obviously evil in appearance, or is it just, well, I guess they look like religious symbols. It's kind of weird they're smoking.
Oh, to Brug, he doesn't know any better, but to you, you know better. These do not seem like your run-of-the-fair religious symbols. These seem like they've got some sort of corruption. And I like not that these are corrupted, but perhaps they represent corrupted beings.
Yeah. So Donald, just Sylis, really? You want to be traveling around with Lana and these? I mean, I don't have to point out the obvious to you, do I?
No, you do not. We'll talk later about the stone. and he just kind of gives you an eye with that, and if the scene ends or whatever, as he walks away, he would be he's not going to be traveling those. He's not. It's if they're worth a lot of money, maybe we should return them to the guild, because the guild always needs money. You know what I mean?
Does Brug hear you mention the guild and giving them anything?
Yeah.
Brug will turn to you and say
absolutely.
no.
They are. Oh yeah. And then it strikes him that he knows that Brug is really angry with the guild, and that of the things, and even
angry is one way to put it. Yeah.
Right. And even probably not so happy with myself. And because I was a part of the not so positive side of that.
It's like it pays.
So then what do you suggest that we do, Don?
I suggest we do with what we do with all corrupted things. Destroy them.
I was gonna say, it's like, kill it.
And immediately he's like, no.
Yeah.
And to specifically point out, Brug, I did say that these things are corrupted.
Brug will turn to the dwarf, and it'll be as if someone else has taken Brug's place, because Brug will hear corruption and think demon, because that's kind of what they do. And Brug's also got this fancy dancy axe in his hand.
Yeah. So he's going to try and weasel his way out of this. So what he says is yeah, no. They're actually the voice of the innocent and the keeper of hearts.
I'm
They're
gonna
not
just
corrupted.
I'm gonna just shake him. Like I got his whole shoulder and just shake him back and forth. Just let's try this again.
And yeah, let's try that one more time, my friend.
Didn't you hear what Sylis just told to you? Just because we're disagreeing doesn't mean we're disagreeing about everything.
No, not at all. Please don't lie to us again. I am
Not lying.
You're full of shit, my friend.
He
He's lying
picks up one of the symbols and he says, "Look, voice of the innocent."
Put it on.
Put it on.
Yeah. Is it like a necklace type deal thing? Like is it like that type of
this
thing,
one
or?
can be, and so he's like, "Okay," and so he sort of just like slips it over him, and he's like, "Ta-da!"
Just bursts into flames.
Yeah.
No.
Does anything happen to him?
No.
Darn.
Interesting.
And then he's like, "Can I take it off now?"
Nah. Wear it.
It's yours. It's good.
Okay, well, it's one
Brug
less
will-
sale.
Brug will ask how much the entire crate would cost.
It's 1,000 gold.
1,000?
He said, 1,000 gold.
Oh.
Brug will lean very close to him and just be like, "How much does crate cost?"
50,000 gold.
50,000. Like Lana hearing that, she's like 50,000.
And Sylis looks at Lana and then looks at the crate, looks at this guy, and goes, "What?"
That's a lot of gold.
I don't think Brug believes him. Brug actually knows the cost of religious symbols.
Mm-hmm.
They don't ever cost that much.
No.
Even ones that are like made of gold, platinum, and bathed in baby tears.
Yeah. And I mean, it looks like he's got like a whole wagon full of these. Like, it's not
Yeah,
like there's a small amount.
1,000 would do that. 50,000?
I don't know what to do with this man at this point. What does the rest of the group think?
Well, I had
Oh,
a plan
you know,
if
Claire.
you would actually give me the actual cost of it instead of, trying to dig himself deeper to China.
Oh, you think that this is probably the estimate that he's most comfortable with?
Do any of you
I
happen
guess
to know
party-
a cleric in the?
What? Sorry.
Do any of you happen to know a cleric?
I happen
Oh,
to know
yeah.
a cleric, in fact, who also favors us.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
We should
Maybe
definitely have
So
I
Mazantana
wonder what the
would
Silver
be
Flame has to talk about this.
the proper cleric that you know, and then Fayella's not a proper cleric. She's just like a keeper of the temple, but she might know stuff as well. But Mazantana is a proper cleric, so.
All right, and we'll bring him to Mazantana.
Yeah. Let's go to Masatana. A lot of me like, yeah,
No,
that
so-
sounds great.
How about you bring your friend here and they'll help us figure out our next step?
I think that's much wiser.
Brug will shrug and say that he will be back. And he'll,
All right, so you've
put
gone
his,
to
he'll put his
find
axe back, and he's going to go find him.
Mazin. All right, so Mazin will accompany you back. He'll take one look at the relics, and he'll look back at the dwarf, and he'll say, "You don't mind if I bless these?" And the dwarf just like, "Yeah, go right ahead." And so he casts Consecrate on the entire wagon.
And that, everyone, is how you see 50,000 lose 5 zeros.
At that point, all of the strange wavy smoke shit sort of dissipates, and he says, "Oh, should be fine." And he'll if you don't have any other questions for him, he'll just leave. He doesn't really want any part of this, but
Well, I'm gonna ask him what what they are.
Yeah, what did we
You know
find?
what? And why did he just consecrate them? Because I mean,
he'll
I know
explain that they're religious symbols for the radiant idols, which are fallen gods or fallen angels that pose themselves as gods throughout Shan and throughout Corvair. He says that they do take names that seem like the names of a god, such as the voice of the innocent and the keeper of hope. Those sorts of names, that they have avid worshippers, and that they're fallen angels that continue their path of corruption. And he says that, relics like these are purchased by very well-to-do aristocrats who either knowingly or unknowingly corrupt those around them to want to follow these people and these fallen angels and continue their proliferation through culture. And he doesn't like that idea, and he says, look, they're false gods. And the dwarf sort of just shrugs and says, oh, none of my business if they're real or not.
Were they dangerous?
are they necessarily evil though?
He says, look, they were cast down from Serenia for a reason. Angels don't get struck of their wings for no reason. He says that it's possible that one of them might do a good act for the wrong reason or a bad act for the right reason, but more often than not, they're certainly not good.
Struck down for, as you said, for a reason.
Serenia is like basically Celestia in the realm of Eberron, and so these people have basically been struck down from heaven and are acting as gods. And most of the time, large groups of followers, cults and what's not, are then made, and more often than not, they're anything but good. In fact, like really, really, really bad.
Did his consecrate destroy all the symbols?
The smokiness.
Yeah, the smokiness is gone. The forms remain. The dwarf doesn't know any different because he's just a merchant. So.
Okay, are they worthless at this point?
For people that are not discerning, would still pay for them. People who are discerning, probably the aristocrats that these are designed for, are probably a lot more discerning than that, and probably would tell, especially the ones that know. The ones that didn't know wouldn't know any difference, but the ones that knew about it, that were doing it for, like, on purpose, would definitely know. So you think the majority of people wouldn't know, and some would.
Wonderful.
I figure, why not just let them keep him then? Because if the evil has been, for all intents and purposes, kind of cast out of it.
They still represent a not so good being, but they don't have the magical effect of making people want to follow that religion.
Yeah, it's fine.
So
I mean, if people are going to want to follow it, whether they have the symbol or not isn't going to change that.
Exactly.
But the fact that they're no longer magically compelled to,
yeah.
Which is the real bothersome part about this, and makes me wonder where he got these.
Yeah, well, like I said, it does not seem like he's complicit. Like, he seems like a salesman.
Yeah, he's a
But
merchant.
he knew that they weren't
Kosher.
kosher because, I mean, he's making a fortune out of them. So he knew that something was up. He probably doesn't know that they were there for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think he's that evil. Praying
He's
before
not
the
evil.
people
He's
today.
just greedy.
Yeah,
Right. So I guess at that point,
maybe
Silas is
desperate.
like,
Desperate would be closer to the word.
If Brug is able to tell that this guy is actually desperate to make some money and get on his
Yeah.
feet again.
I mean,
Brug
his
ha-
whole demeanor ever since you came into this warehouse and stuff has been like, he's on his last legs. This is his final hurrah kind of thing, and yeah. So
Brug will offer a trade. Brug is currently trying to figure out what next to progress with his trusty axe, or whether he needs to hang it up in search of a higher shelf.
what do you mean?
Well, either I enchant the axe again, which is starting to stack on very expensively.
Well, you
And
were
the guy-
saying that he would probably do some research as to whether there was some acts of legend that he might be able to go and find or something.
Yeah, the guy in town.
Yeah,
no, bro.
yeah. Brug was gonna ask
Yeah,
around
well,
about.
that would have been most of my week.
Yeah,
Since we're going on a
so
caravan. It's perfect
you
time.
would have learnt in that time that there is an axe of legend. And there are a couple, but a lot of them would not have been seen or heard of, and there's no trace of them, right? But the one that there is a paper trail about would be called The Final Cut. So,
That name is very ominous.
and that axe was wielded by the person, the Dale, not the Dale, fucking Dakani that ended the war against the Dale here, against the when they in Zilargo when they were marauding through that area. At that time, there was a special breed of Daok here that were ice garmin or ice demons, and they were spreading winter throughout the lands, and as well as their corruption. I mean, the whole thing about the Daok here is that they're designed to rebirth the world, whether it be by fire destruction or ice destruction or whatever. And these particular ones were bringing winter and ice destruction. And the Dakani that struck the final blow apparently had this axe and apparently made it legendary because he struck the final blow and sealed these ice demons in a vast dungeon of pure ice that was even colder than the demons themselves, and basically made it so they were encased in this dungeon, and there were ancient magics that allowed this to happen, so they wouldn't be free to roam the world. And the person to strike that last blow, his axe was called the Final Cut, and apparently, so the saying goes, that axe could still be found in the ruins of that ancient dungeon.
I'm guessing no one really knows quite where the ruins are.
People would say that the best place to ask would be the Library of Korenberg. They don't know themselves, no one in Shan knows. They would say if you visited the Library of Korenberg, you'd probably be able to find that out.
We're not on our way to that library, I'm guessing. at the moment.
The Library of Zolanberg is like directly east of Trolanport, yeah? Like it's on the other side of the bay, over here.
Well, because Brug is not the greatest researcher, I will offer a trade to this dwarf. I will pay him 1,000 gold if he can bring back actual legitimate information on the final cut and where to go.
Yeah.
Because that will keep him on his feet.
Yeah.
It'll fulfill, a trade that I need to progress on.
Well, he
and
will
I've
say
made a friend.
He's got business in Zilspar first. As soon as that's done, you're offering him 1,000 gold for information. He'll absolutely take that job, and he will travel to Zolanberg himself. He says it's going to probably take him a couple of months to get that information, but he'll do it. And he'll say, how can I contact you? Where can I how can that happen?
But Brug realizes, how does one contact Brug?
And Don would be able to answer that because the Druids of the Eldeen have contacts in pretty much almost every major city. And so if he was to go to a Druid either in Zolanberg or Thurambar or any of those major cities, they would be able to pass the information along to Don through the Druid Circle. It would take, again, a little bit of time, but it would be way quicker than just randomly trying to find you.
Yeah. And you could do it charge the message to Brug that way.
So a lot of the information that you guys have had so far has been through the Druid Collective anyway. So you've had a little bit of experience with that system. So
Brug will say that, if the information is good and he does it, in a timely manner, Brug has gold to spare at the moment that is really going towards nothing. So he is willing to part with it.
He will be really excited about this opportunity.
Brug does have condition. No more illegal or immoral goods. It shames chances, the memory of chance, and Brug will not have that.
You see him stroking his dwarf beard, right? And he says, let's not make it 1,000 gold. Let's make it 5% of everything that you get from your travels.
Lon pipes in. Everything that he gets?
Brug will say fine, but Brug gets first pick of any goods he brings in his travels.
Deal. And he holds out his hand.
Brug is uncertain whether to spit in his palm and shake his. But Brug will just shake the hand.
Cool. All right, we have a deal. 5%. Sweet.
And that's of his, right?
It's a Brug's portion.
Hmm?
It's a Brug's portion, not of our party's portion, correct?
I hope you're not asking Brug that question, because Brug's just going to shrug.
No, I'm asking. It is. Are we all here for this conversation, or is this a private?
No, it's 5% of your adventuring gold.
Do you know what you just gave away, Brug?
5%. Brug will shrug and go take.
Yeah, of all of the money that we make, of everything that we find, we gave him 5% of it.
Only 5%, and like 95 other percents.
Hey,
you trusted Brug with math. None of you interrupted this conversation. None of you tried to stop this. You trusted Brug with math.
Like when he said we have other 95%, she'd be like, "Hey, you did your math." Like kind of like how the giant from Princess Bride's like, "Hey, look, you wiggled your fingers." Kind of like
Brug will stand very proud of that statement.
Yeah, Lana's just like, "Hey, you did your math. Good job."
Yeah, as I'm sure that Sylis is very well aware, this is a very lucrative deal for the dwarf.
Yeah, and it's
I mean, you're welcome to interrupt at any point in this.
No, I know.
It wasn't
my conversation. You know what I mean? But
you were all there.
Sylis just shakes his head. he goes, "Don't we have a meeting tonight, Lana?"
Oh, and by the way, I just want to point out when the deal is struck, the woman over in the corner who's been like paying attention a little bit to everything that's been going on, Demaya, she'll just like have her mouth open like agape as the hands shake. She'll just be like,
But does she try and get in on this?
she can't believe what just happened. The whole turnaround, this whole day. She's just like sitting there going, "This is just a dream."
Welcome to when Brug comes into the community.
So Silas says, like, "Well, we got something we gotta do tonight, right?" It's like, yeah, let's go see Rin. Hey, Brug, Dawn, you guys want to come with? Okay.
Brug will shrug. Brug have nothing better to do.
We can come with.
Excellent.
All right. So I need to give you guys a handout, which is a contract of 5% towards Mr.
Thanks,
Flintley.
Brug.
No.
I do expect with that though
Brug.
that anytime he gets goods, he better come see. He better like tell us what they are and or come and.
Oh yeah, like he's gonna
I'm
live up
hoping-
to his
I'm
part
hoping
of
this
the
does-
deal.
Well, I'm hoping this does pay off at some point where he finds something that's actually pretty neat. So
Yeah.
having someone where they don't just immediately sell that kind of thing may be pretty good on our part. And so not like we don't get like a bucket of gold every time we go adventuring. Adventuring is the most ridiculous amount of like gold of capital made ever.
All right. So all players, and it's Brug struck a deal.
And Matt, I do want to chat with Demia and just, get a feel for that character, but that might not be the smoothest place to insert it right here in the story.
I can give you a little bit, like a snippet. Demaya is a very gentle-spoken woman. She speaks softly. She, but she seems like a very experienced trader. She is obviously a merchant, and she creates her own goods. So what she does is she goes from silk farm to silk farm and other types of tailoring supplies as well. And she goes there specifically to the actual providers and gets her goods on site rather than exporting stuff that she doesn't know. So she goes and checks out her silk and her linen and everything that she buys, and then she goes back to her shop and she creates garments out of them, and she sells garments, and she also resells the fabrics themselves for profit above and beyond what she buys it for, obviously, because she has to. She's a trader. That's what she does. But the primary part of her profession is the creation of items. And if you were to ask to see one of these items, you would be able to see one of those items, and you would see that immediately, like, they're of extremely good quality. You've seen tailors of all sorts probably in your time, and she's probably one of the best that you've seen. It's very fine, very detailed work, and she seems quite humble about it, to be honest. She seems like a hard worker, and other than that, like, soft-spoken, hospitable, and seems totally dumbfounded with what's going on. She didn't want any part of the wheelings and dealings. She didn't want a part of anyone else's business. She was just coming to trade. She's overheard everything, and she's like, this guy was selling who knows what to who knows who for exuberant amounts of money, and then you guys have done a deal with him that means that he's probably going to secure even more money. And so she's a bit flabbergasted by this, but yeah, Other than that, any more than that, I'd have to ask you what you want to know, but that's a snapshot.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have anything specific in mind. Just more of, tell us a bit about yourself and your trade. Why are you traveling? Where have you been?
It's been almost everywhere. I guess primarily around Braylon, Zilargo, maybe even up in Drowan. But at the mention of Drowan, she is seeming a little bit distant. She's probably gone a little bit north, but certainly no more east than, like, say, Oskilor, in Zilargo.
You said she sounds distant when she mentions Dronum?
She seems distant, yes.
Okay.
Probably, I don't know how much you know about that area or the history of it.
That's where the I can't remember the words. The monstrous kingdom.
Yeah. So if Don knows that as well as you as a player,
Don would be from the Shadow Marches on the other side of Dronum. So.
Oh yeah. In that case, yeah, it's reasonable that he would know. He would probably be able to discern from that she might be actually from Drowan, but she probably didn't ally with the monsters of the region. She probably left.
So probably pre-establishment of that kingdom.
Yeah, it was very recent.
Yeah, just after the war, if I remember correctly, or
Yeah.
during it.
Yeah, in the last sort of 10 years.
He'll kind of give a soft answer to that. Just Dronum, hard memories there. Or
and she will nod and sort of look you in the eye and sort of like.
and he'll also collaborate with the just that he's my village is in the Shadow Marshes.
Oh, and she will visibly relax, and she'll be like, "Yeah, it's a long story. Maybe another time."
It would do me a great honor to hear it sometime.
Perhaps we can share tales of our.
I'm sure we will have plenty of days ahead of us. I am sure.
Yeah, and she'll go back to packing stuff, repacking the crates that have been opened.
I believe there was a party we were going to get to.
Yeah, so we transition over there. All right. All right. So I've put that in the handouts as well. There we go. Flint Steel with Rug Pipe. Okay. And yeah, we can transition over to Rin's place. There will be a smell of something delicious cooking from his home. And as you arrive, he opens the door, and the waft of the smell of delicious smoked meats mostly will just like waft out of the door, and it's just this really homely, welcoming aroma. There are like vegetables that are still being sort of chopped up, and you can see. You probably can't see, but you can probably smell that there's a spit in the back half of his home that's on the go at the moment, that he's been preparing for you guys, and it's like glazed with honey glazed lamb. And Lana has experienced a little bit of Rin's cooking, but hasn't experienced the honey glazed lamb yet.
Yum.
Oh yeah.
Did you say honey glazed lamb?
Yes.
Brug has been eating only kebabs for like a few weeks. What is this lamb you speak of?
Mutton.
And when did people put honey on it? Brug desires to try this immediately.
The irony, since I'm pretty sure there's
Well,
a lamb.
the way that get-togethers generally work is that everyone sort of arrives, has a bit of a chat. There's some drinks, then the food gets served. It all sort of happens in order. But Rin will sort of invite everyone in and says, "Oh, Rin cooking," and he seems like bouncy and excited. And he says, "Rin cooking, Lana, you want to come see?"
Yes, yeah, of course. And she'll go in, like, she's been probably learning a little bit of cooking here and there just because she's not very much of a cook.
Yeah, so he'll show you through to the back area. It's kind of opened up to the sky, and so it's like just this, I guess, a porch you might call it, and so there's a spit out there.
Patio.
It's probably about, I don't know, 9/10 of the way to being done.
Okay.
So it's still like dripping.
That was great.
And it smells just amazing. And you can see that there are vegetables and stuff being prepared as well.
Holy cow, Ren, you went all out on this.
He says, "Oh, this is your last day." Rin.
At least for a while.
Rin, treat.
Thank you.
All I can think of is, Brug do talk in third person.
Yeah, Rin always refers to himself as Rin.
Yeah.
Brug has found a kindred spirit.
Maybe not for long. So everything goes, rather nicely. The food is delectable. It's just like the perfect amount of cooking. It's soft and tender and juicy and just gorgeous. And the vegetables are like cooked in this white sauce, and the green vegetables have they're coated in this beautiful homemade butter that is made, and so it's just like really awesome.
Steven, what are we gonna have for dinner?
It's like, I'm hungry. So it's really good, and you guys can chat at any point. And so we'll just say that the evening is going. What else happens from your guys' perspective?
Brug really doesn't know these people. He's gonna find a quiet corner and sit.
Wait. Don knows Brug, and this is a great opportunity for us to have a competition. As half work.
What kind of competition are we talking about?
Brug is just gonna kind of raise an eyebrow at this.
Well, it has been a tradition in my village that when presented with such a feast, that there is those selected for such a competition to consume all that they are able and to outdo their rival.
Okay, before you continue,
before we
just as a by the by, and we are doing this. Lana, your madness, yes, and you're going to consume as much as you can with these guys because one of the boys.
Jesus.
Because, damn it, the baby demands it.
Oh my god, she...
So
she's oh my god.
Food for the baby god.
She's gonna be oh man.
Don'll say that typically.
And Sylis and Don and Bragg, I hope you guys find her still kind of cute after all of this.
Typically we have alcohol mixed, but if Lana wants to participate as well, I guess we'll forgo that part.
Right, and Sylis would look and go, well,
you guys are so going
why don't we all just participate in such an event? Rin, come on, it'll be fun. And I got an idea. Why don't we add the alcohol too, and just have the rager this evening and keep going.
Will fold her arms.
Oh no!
Vana will fold her arms a little indignantly and I'll have water or juice.
Don will give a hearty laugh and slap Sylis on the back pretty hard. I didn't think you had the constitution for it.
Can we pause for a moment, just time out? So, Brug has never drank before,
Oh yes, 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 yes.
So-
Oh, I love this.
Hold on. Let's say this.
Please,
So-
let him
so-
drink.
Let me just continue here. So, I guess if this is really happening, when it hits a certain point, Matt, I'm just going to hand over control of Brug to you.
Well, what Rin will suggest is he'll say, Rin, happy to drink, but Rin think it'd be a chaser. Let's eat and then drink later. We can
That
have
sounds like a terrible idea. Then you're just going
we
to vomit
can
all.
have like and he pulls out this big like I guess it's like a glass almost like a vase, but it's got like a pourer on it, and like he pulls it out and he says, Rin got this for us. And inside it's like it's a non-alcoholic fruit punch that's, yeah, basically a fruit punch, but a little bit thicker than a punch.
Like a slug.
Sure.
Not making a joke on the whole punch part.
Yeah.
Oh no! I just caught it now.
There you go.
I was gonna say an animal. This is
Oh,
a
yeah.
drink, not a meat.
Yeah, that's a very intelligent joke.
As the whole world just tries to catch up. Catch up!
Who would have known that Brug was the genius?
Yeah.
Certainly not Brug.
That's hilarious.
All right. So that's Rin's recommendation. So we would have something to drink that's like not alcoholic with the meal, and then when the meal's kind of like starting to fade away and we've sort of had our fill, we can drink the taze to soften the night away. But he'll go along with whatever the party decides.
Lana, who usually doesn't really make much for discretion, would just gonna be like, well, you guys can enjoy the drinks, but just remember, we have to get up in the morning, go catch that caravan. Just saying.
That's part of the competition.
Brug's just going to be like, why would Brug be worried about getting up in the morning?
Yeah.
Lana just kind of pats on the shoulder, like, oh, you'll understand.
You'll
if you
see.
get that far."
Brug's just confused by all this. It's like, I guess.
That's awesome.
Oh man, I'm excited to see how this goes down.
I gotta pull out my drinking rules if we're doing this.
It's okay.
Every
Lana's
time
not
Brug
participating.
does something innocent but stupid, drink.
I was just drinking water.
Yeah, you are not offered but one glass, maybe. You know what I mean? And this is gonna be fun. Oh, this is gonna be kind of cool. I'm excited for this. Good idea.
Here we go.
Good idea.
So we all eat and stuff. So do we want to do the competition for food first? As far as mechanics and see who, or narration. I don't know if you want to like test it with rolls or whether you test it with narrative. What do you think as far as the food goes?
I'm up for either, honestly.
Actually,
I think it should
I
be
think
really
it would be like a roll to see like maybe how much she is able to stomach. Does she get advantage because she's pregnant?
No,
got two people eating.
no, she does not. Well, before
If I want to defend that, yeah, two people eating, but both of them are significantly smaller than me or Dawn.
yes, that is true.
I think it would be,
With this
As
fine
Silas
too,
and
girl.
clearly Rin. Yeah. And
I
Rin
think
is
it
the
would be a
smallest amount
series
of all
of
of us.
contests.
Prince definitely at a disadvantage. That's true.
All right, so before we get into the mechanics, I reckon I'll just take a 2-minute break, and everyone else can do that. Grab a drink, buy whatever you need, and then we'll get into that.
Who's hungry?
So, yeah. So be right back.
Be our way.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
this could
I'm
This
so
could
excited
end.
for what's about to come. I don't care about this competition. It has nothing to do with it. It makes actually my plan even stronger. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh man, yeah.
Brug kind of shrugged because he was like, "Yeah, whatever, why not?" And then you were like, "We'll drink too," and Brug was like, "Oh yeah, drink." It's like normal drinks. And it's like, all right, here comes all the alcohol. The what?
Yeah, exactly. It's but I'll be very honest with you, Austin.
You across your room?
What's that?
I think
You
he's
sound like
talking to
you're-
someone else.
No, yeah, I have a wireless headset. It's fine.
Okay,
Oh,
you sound like you're across your room and just kind of
Yeah.
sitting and yelling at your mic.
Hey! Hey!
Yeah, give me a second. Actually, I'm gonna jump out and jump back in. I know what that is. Sometimes my wireless headset gets a little weird, and I gotta jump out and jump back in. I'll be right back.
I was just very confused. I was like, huh.
I thought he'd gone off to talk to his girlfriend or something.
I did.
Oh, I'm your wife. Not
Okay.
much of your wife.
Is that better?
Much
Yes.
significantly so.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Sometimes, yeah, like I said, because it's wireless, sometimes it gets a little weird. Yeah. All of this has a master plan. Let's just say Silas has a master plan here, Austin. Let's just say that.
Out of character. What is this master plan?
Rin will not be alive after this evening.
You're killing
You
him?
heard-
Oh man.
You heard. Well, he's my nemesis. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know Rin, and I don't
the
care
only-
about Rin. So I mean,
right. He's the person. He's the only other person that is kind of in the way of him having Lana completely to himself.
you say nemesis,
so,
but this really makes you the villain.
Oh, absolutely. But the nice part about it is we're going to be way on the road. This dude will be dead after we leave because that bottle. I asked about the potion of inflict wounds. I'm going to put 3 of those potions in one of those bottles of wine that he makes this stuff with and give it to him.
I get the feeling Brug is going to accidentally drink that.
Nope, because I'm actually absolutely not giving it to him until we're done for the evening, and then he'll have it and we'll be gone.
There's one problem. There's one problem with your plan.
What's that?
If Rin drinks and is like, you know what, I think I'm done with the drinks. I tap out.
Well, he's probably.
competition,
It's
then
probably
he's
a
not going
very.
to accept the drink from you.
Well, it's in. I assume it's in a bottle. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming is it's probably not going to happen tonight. Even like
Exactly.
it may be a week from now while they're well gone, and he's like,
Yeah.
I'm
He sells
not going
that
to
or has a
drink, and he
party.
drinks it because if he were to drink it tonight, we will know immediately something's wrong because he's
Well,
going to be
It's
like,
not going to take long. It's not going to take long.
I mean more. I mean as well. Like you give him this bottle, but there's no there's no guarantee that he drinks it. So
There's no guarantee, but
I get this. I get this.
You get
Well,
gifts
I get
and
this
stuff,
horrific
thing.
image of him gifting it to like a higher up in like Sharn or what have you, and them having a
Silas
dinner
didn't
party,
think that,
and
so
then
No, I
and then
didn't
we
do
have we have a
Oh.
moment of everyone going, "Don't drink the punch."
Yeah, well, you know something? We won't be in Sharon to find out.
yeah, you'll find out later. So
It's a possibility, but it doesn't sound like if he did it as like a thing of like a bottle of Taze or something. Like I don't think that's like a very high quality kind of drink.
No.
I don't know. I'm. It sounds like just kind of a very. It'd be
Well, not
like
only
here's a
that,
bottle of
but-
grape juice.
Rin's not really someone who receives a gift and then just gives it away to someone else. That's not the
Yeah,
type of guy
he's-
that he is.
Right.
Rin seems
And-
like a nice guy. Why are
He
you
really
killing
is.
Rin, by the way?
Because Lana likes him.
Oh no,
Because Silas is jealous, okay? That's
Silas is very jealous.
Silas
I
is
wouldn't
probably
deny it.
jealous. Just wait till like someone in the party starts flirting with Lana. They're gonna die.
Yeah. Oh no, it is certainly all Silas's insecurities. It absolutely is.
Yeah.
You know what I
well,
mean?
then we won't get to the part where like Brug was in the guild and all of the women in the guild were essentially just flirting with Brug, and Brug was just like, I don't know how to handle this.
Oh, Lana's totally like she would have been like, "Can you give me a piggyback ride or something?" Like just it's like
Brug would just
Yeah,
be
he's
like,
over the
Brug
picking
feel
up thing.
uncomfortable.
He's just not big enough to do it.
All right, so
He's not even big enough to do it at all. So whatever.
Steven's almost
If you
back
want
to
to
his
figure out
table.
right, go ahead and do
To
that.
his desk.
so let's do the food. How we're gonna do the food?
Constitution.
Yeah. So you can add your con. So it'll be a con check as per normal, and let's see how we all do.
I got
Here comes the
9.
low rolls, baby.
Right?
No, like, again, you guys know about my low rolls. This will be of no surprise.
Well, you got a 15.
No, that's pretty good. Hey, can't save.
Steven, quick.
So I'm going to halve whatever you roll, and that's the amount of food in pounds that you consume.
In pounds. Awesome. Lana has eat. Silas.
4.5 pounds of food, Lana.
Brug in a
and
landslide victory.
7.5 pounds of food for Brug.
That's 20. Come on, that's 20 food.
And
We're
what,
done.
3 pounds for Silas?
Yeah, 3 pounds for Sylis.
A whole pound and a half more. It's for it's the baby. He's hungry.
And Don, if you're
Hungry.
participating in this eating contest,
What's
That's
roll
far-
for Rin? Roll for Rin. Roll for Rin.
Oh,
you gotta
yes,
roll
I
for
gotta
Rin.
roll for Rin.
Oh, I
Is
think
Rin
he
like,
out
is
eats
Rin's
us
like
all.
halved and halved again?
Yeah, he's a halfling, so.
Like, so it's like a quarter of what he rolls.
Alright, so
Roll a 20 for Rin.
That'd be awesome of you.
It would be so awesome.
Yeah,
Even, like,
Rin-
even quartered 5 pounds of food into
I know.
like a dude that goes into a dude
Lana
that
would
goes
be
up to your
impressed. You'd be
knee.
like, damn.
Halflings are known for
Exactly.
being
They are. Lebanese and all.
Yeah.
Second breakfast.
Rin just like flexes his knuckles. Oh, you guys are gonna have an eating challenge.
Yeah, nope.
Nope.
He did better than both of you, though.
Yeah.
If he's,
Yeah,
if he's a
it's-
it's
half,
half twice though. So we halve
I know.
to 5.5 and then we halve to 2.75 pounds.
Silas,
Oh!
I just succeeded him.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, Brug.
Silas is doing the. Yeah.
Brug is eating.
Silas is clearly doing that eat thing that he just forces himself to eat more than Rin does. That's all he does. I'm just eating more than that, dude. Like the whole time.
It's actually amazingly amusing. Like, you're already grossly sick, and like you look at the
Yeah.
food, you're gonna throw up, and then you see Rin is like, "Oh, this is pretty good," and you're just like, "Yeah, it is." Like, you're not even looking at any of us. You're just glaring hatefully at Rin while shoving food into your face.
Absolutely.
Lana is like elbow deep, like in all the food, just like loving it, and it's just like total mess. But she's like loving it, just like this is amazing. Seeing the half orcs like just downing it, she's like, "No, I will beat you guys." She's like going as fast as she can, just trying to make sure that she keeps up with them, not like totally forgetting about Silas and Rintu wherever they are at the table. Just like, how did you guys ham that much? Like, come on, I'm
Brug
the
is
pregnant
just
one
picking-
here.
Brug is just picking up plates and just dumping them into his open mouth.
And eventually Lana's just like trying to force the food in her mouth. She'll like pick up some of the green beans or whatever vegetables are there, and it's just like trying so hard, like just go in. And she's just so full. It's like, I can't.
All right. So as far as
Sitting back,
alcohol-
holding her baby and food baby.
So we've figured out that Brug does win by a margin, by a little margin, over Don, who got second.
And that was so yummy.
I do have a question, by the way.
Yes.
How do we feel after eating all this food? Because
Very full.
like
Lana is nursing
like-
her baby and food baby. Okay,
Yeah,
so
she has a food baby.
to the point of like,
You all
if I
have a
were to-
food baby.
well,
No, you're not. You're not wanting to throw up at all.
I know. Well, hold on. This is actually very important. Because it dictates the next part. Is it full to the point of like, not like throwing up, being like, all right, I think, you know what? I don't think I could eat another bite.
Pretty. Yeah.
Yeah.
That.
Who's thirsty?
Silas looks and
Well,
goes,
there'd be
"Taste."
like 2-hour break, you know.
Brug is not thirsty in
There'd
any
be
way.
a 2-hour break of just like chilling, playing some cards, maybe some dragon chess, you know,
Yeah,
all that sort
brewing.
of stuff to let the food go down a little bit. Because
Brug will
yeah,
go-
For y'all, I'd show you some cool hooping tricks, but my tummy's too full. It hurts.
yeah.
Brug is confused
Fine.
as to what chess and what the game of cards is. So Brug just kind of.
Oh, you'll love it, bro. The guys will teach you. I'm just gonna lie down.
I
And then
think Quantic
the-
growled at me when I tried to get some more lamb. Did you see that?
The drinking.
That's beautiful.
That's so great.
Hey, right.
It's
All
so
right,
good.
so the drinking, your con score gets divided by 3 and rounded down. Okay,
Oh, boy.
and that's the amount of drinks you can have before you start getting any sort of drunk. So we
right.
start with that. So basically,
Another concept?
no, not a
All
con
right,
save.
yeah,
you
make
con
sure
score.
you guys don't,
Oh, well, I did a con save. Can I?
So just your con score, you divide that by 3 and round down. That's the amount of drinks that you can have before feeling the effects.
All
And
right.
then we roll fortitude or
Con save.
constitution saves for each drink after that. So that can be your first con save after the that drink.
What's the DC for the con saves?
The first one after your limit. So everyone should have a different limit, or
Lana's not participating, obviously. So
Yeah,
so
you're the one
let's
being
establish the limits. What's your con score, Brug?
Mine is 16, so I have a drink limit of 5.
Yeah, 5. So you can have 5 drinks before feeling any effects at all. What about Don?
Don is 14, which puts him at 4 drinks.
4 drinks
as
before
well.
feeling effect.
As well, Silas.
Silas is the same. All right.
Mhm.
So on Don's. All right. Just let me do this. On Don's 5th drink. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. All right. On Don's 5th drink, so both Don and Silas need to make the check for this round, but Brug does not because he gets the 5th drink free.
Oh, no.
So Don is
2 nat
fine,
20s on that.
and Silas is fine. For your 6th drink, so Brug needs to make this one as Brug got the 20 for this one, so he's
Is
fine
Rin
for the 6th.
participating in this as well?
He
Yeah.
can.
He
That's
should
up to
be.
DM.
Rin.
I would be encouraging him to do that.
Rin has okay, so he has a limit of 4. But what happens with him, because he's a halfling,
He is a
the
man.
effects hit him harder. So let's
Oh, harder. Okay.
Whoa there.
Lana's gonna lock the doors. In the sense of, if it gets wild in here, maybe we shouldn't be wandering out into the street.
I'm actually somewhat worried about how Brug will react.
so
Because, like, Brug is
Well-
barbarian, and
Yeah,
Make him
absolutely.
angry.
all right. That is a definite fail on Ren's 5th drink. So let's see what happens. We go each first stage.
Shoot.
So he's failed by also. Okay, gotta look at this. Okay, after PC, she must make it against that failure. Into the first stage once again. Drink. Process to enter the next stage. So he's in the first stage. Actually, because he's a halfling, he's in the second stage. He goes 2 stages instead of 1. So he has -2 Dex, Charisma, and Wisdom He has +2 to fear and morale checks and +2 to save versus poison. And he's like, so I says to him, I says, that's what stage he is.
Oh,
So that's after his 5th drink. All right, so that's very good. So we're up to 6. So what did everyone else get for their 6? So Brug's passed because he got the 20. What about everyone else? Oh.
Wow, Silas is out.
That's a natural 1, so I'm going to progress you 2. So you're the same stage as Rin, but Rin's got to make another save for this one. So you're at stage 2, Silas.
It's my 3rd 20 in a row.
Don's fine. And Rin has to roll again. All right, roll again. This time he doesn't progress any further. All right, so we're still at 2. All right, so 7th drink. Let's do this. Roll for Rin. Rin's gone, so that's 4. Silas failed, so you're at stage 3, Silas.
Yeah. But he's gonna keep going because he's, he said he's gonna do it. So.
Brug is okay, barely. And Don?
Is this the 3rd one?
Yes.
All right. I think I missed one there.
Okay, so you are at stage 1. So Brug's got no stages. Don's at stage 1, Silas is at stage 3, Rin's at stage 4. We go to drink number 8. This is going to be really hard now.
Ziggy zoggy, ziggy zoggy, oi, oi, oi.
So what are we? So we start off with... Okay.
All my good rolls were at the beginning when it was easy. You kidding
Yeah.
me?
All right. So where did we start off? So we're at...
That's hilarious.
Oh, you just make it, Brug. Like, scraped that one in.
That's fine. I'm getting there.
Silas, you're failed.
Bad.
So
Did he just pass out finally?
No, you're fine. Don, yeah, it's a fail, so you're at stage 2. Rin,
I mean, as long as I don't roll a 1 at this point.
Rin failed, so he's at stage 6. Let's see what stage 6 does.
God.
All right, stage 6.
Liver failure.
Yeah, is he,
All right. He passes out, so Rin's gone. Stage
Okay.
4, Silas. Stage 4, you've got -6 to Dex, Charisma, and Wisdom. And your stage is described as, huh? What? All right, are you still going to keep going? Rin's out.
No, I was gonna say, can I tap out? I look at the 2 orcs and I just know I can't keep up, and I just tap out, and I sit over to Lana and put my head on her shoulder.
All right, so you're out.
Bum, bum,
Between Don and Brug.
No.
The showdown.
Yeah, you lay down, lean back. Good job. Okay. And we'll go get you a blanket. She just walks. It's like, huh, there. You can sleep there. And poor Rin. She'll go and help him.
All right, this one's harder again. So you fail. So you're on stage 1, Brug, and
Lana, you're the best, Lana.
sorry.
You're the best, Lana. We know.
Okay, drink 10. Let's roll for it.
Oh shit.
That's a fail.
That's fine. I just have to stay 1 stage ahead of him.
Yes, okay. Which I think is pretty much granted at this point, being that the DC for stage 11 is at a 30 DC. So I think we can narrate out that Brug, outlasts Don by at least 2 stages. And are you going to stop yourself before succumbing to unconsciousness, Don?
No, Don is
fail
going
in
to
front of
finish this
Lana.
Going to go all the way?
True warrior. We should have brought that foxy knoll with us. We should have. But not the dwarf. They cheat.
All right,
Yeah.
so Brug finishes on stage 4, which is what?
Oh, so Brug's normal condition.
So you've gone through, let's see, you've gone through Buzz to, so I says to him, to, whoa, man, room spinning, to, what?
So whose floor do I vomit on? I guess at this point I will leave control of Brug to you, because Brug's never been drunk, and this is all new experience to him.
Cool.
Hey, Rug, just sit down. It's okay.
Permission to do whatever.
Keep your shirt on. Oh wait, it's not.
Brug doesn't wear a shirt.
I know. Oh,
So,
wait.
Brug, make me a
I-
wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
I
Yeah,
don't wanna wear
guess
my
who's
shirt
bad
either.
at them? Boom, got there.
Let's see.
That sounds like a pretty good idea to me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's nice. All right, so the rest of you guys are just like,
Wallace has Silas in his bed, or not Silas, Rin in his bed, Silas over on whoever couch area, just like chilling as he's just
and Brug's just like, I forgot something, and he stumbles out the door and sort of disappears off into the night.
Oh,
she'll yeah, she's just like, she'll stick her house like, Brug, are you sure you want to go out that way? There's lots of nice places to sit, keep warm.
All you hear is the sound of Brug's lilting voice going, "Hey, for beers, a beer on the wall, 24 beers a bottle, 24 bottles of beer on the wall, 24
She'll just
beer a bottle."
close the door slowly and look back at Dawn and kind of like, and there's a bed over there if you'd like to lay down. Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I can keep going. I can bring it back.
Yeah,
Another
boy.
round.
I like the stern denial of, yeah, he'll be fine. He's shut the door. He can take care of himself.
He's a little too big for her to really do much. Like she's kind of nervously looking at Dawn, like, I'll be fine. It's like, I can make you comfortable if you help walk. But if you fall asleep at the table, I can't do much about that.
I think this would be
Alright,
about
so-
the time for Dawn to break a chair.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh, she'll like go like, here, come on, Dawn, let's go. Like, come lie down.
No,
And
no, I'm not. Break chair.
So give me 2 seconds, and I'll just grab my list of repercussions for Brug. Just gotta grab that 2 seconds.
I'm excited.
I mean, I know what the worst possible scenario is already, so.
Fall off one of the skyway
The worst
bridges.
part.
No, if the guards find him.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a normal thing, Brug would be hiding from them, but Brug is, well,
Not
Got
hiding.
muscles. Got them beer muscles.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Here we go. I need you to roll 100% on die. And anyone else that wants to be drunk, like out of control, can be.
No, Silas has gotten to the point where he knows if he goes any further, he's not going to be able to enact his plan.
Yeah, and it's like, it's like you just sit and lay down there.
Dawn
Yeah.
didn't hold back, so throw him out a roll too.
All right, so it's a 100.
yeah. Welcome, Don, to the club of
You half orcs.
man mode.
Orcs don't do anything halfway. Also, look at that roll.
Except for genetics. In which case, then yes.
All right. Good job, Don. And what about Brug?
Oh, do you want me to roll? I was just letting you do whatever. I was
Yeah,
like, whatever you.
roll for me. I've got a table here, so 70. Yeah, you're gone, Brug, for the night and for the next day.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
So
But we have to leave the next day.
no, the caravan will delay for him. He's just gone. He's gone. Like, as in, he just sort of like went fuck it and stormed out, and he's gonna have some alone time. As for Dawn, I generally have a rule against this, Dawn. So you can roleplay this. As you stumble towards the door, suddenly everyone in the room just like disappears before your very eyes, and they're replaced by monsters of the underworld.
Oh, boy.
Jeez.
This is gonna be scary.
Welcome to Brug's nightmare.
Yeah, I'm like,
Uh,
shoot. Lana's going to be like,
So I think
Oh,
you know that the scene in which Batman was it, where they've got the island and
First
everyone's
one,
taking in that
ants.
gas.
Yeah, they do the
Yeah.
vaporizing on Scarecrow's
Yeah.
gas. Yeah, the fear
Yeah.
toxin.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Think that.
All right, Dawn's gonna, after breaking the chair, he's gonna kind of get up and kind of sit around, and he's a little dazed, and he looks at Lana, and his face just goes like draws back in kind of a fear, anger expression,
Dawn.
and he's just gonna scramble back on all fours.
All you can hear is
Dawn.
He'll grab the table and just overturn it. If he can, he'll lift it up to hold between himself and Lana.
Dawn, like, seriously. You're at Brent's house. Like, calm down. That's like brilliant, Matt.
He'll
It's brilliant. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's brilliant because like I'm doing my thing and you're masking it over. It's wonderful.
Donald just throw the table and try to dash through the door.
all right, make a dex.
Do you
save.
roll the table at Lana?
Yeah, dex save, Lana.
Please make this deck save.
Oh, what? You don't want dead baby syndrome?
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Holy
Babies
crap.
don't have babies don't have HP yet.
Well,
This could end very tragically.
Come on, Lana, make the dex check for me.
Come on.
You can cut the silence with a knife.
Oh, wait, I think she dropped. Actually, they both dropped.
That's not a good sign.
Uh-oh.
All right, I'll just wait a minute for them.
Yeah.
So what all happens to Brug? I mean, he goes stumbling off into the street. He's hopefully got the point of mind to avoid
what's Brug's
guards.
flaw on his character sheet?
Where would I find that?
Let's see if you've written it down in here.
Flaws. Language barrier, feels emotions strongly. At times can be slighted easily, which he was earlier.
All right.
So, am I in a very emotional state right now?
You'll wander off into some random part of Shan, and then everything that someone says to you will just slight you, so you'll feel slighted, because that's your flaw. So that's where you go.
Oh my
into
god!
the
How many
world of
fights does Brug
slightedness.
start? I laugh, but I'm sensing Brug's quick arrest.
We're reconnect. Yeah, that's fine. So you feel slighted. Let's see. So he would go on to like the defensive, wouldn't he? Or would he go like aggressive?
It depends. Like if it's like
Not
the
bad.
first few times, he's gonna be like,
Not bad.
but after a little while, he's gonna feel like he's being picked on because people picked on him because he was simple.
Yeah. All right. Well, you will wake up then in jail. Yes. That seems like it might happen. And let me just read this out because it's funny.
Of course it is.
Let's see. That one. All right. You awake abruptly to the sound of metal against metal and rough official voices outside your cell. The clank of key and lock forces you to open your eyes, wary about what this may mean. You try to move, but you are chained to the wall. 3 men approach you and unlock the chain, one of them picking it up and yanking you toward the cell door. The other 2 take up flanking positions and gruffly tell you to walk. You're a little weak, but you follow the directions and soon find yourself in line with other prisoners, similarly with chains around their hands and feet being led by strong guards. The sound of closing cells resounds through the echoing prison, and the guards push and prod you and the other prisoners up poorly lit stone stairways until, after exiting yet another series of thick iron doors, a glaring bright sun sears your dim-adjusted eyes, temporarily blinding you and giving you a sense of déjà vu. That,
How
by
bad
the
is
way, is your starting scene, the very first scene that Brug was introduced. That's
I know. Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome.
It
So
comes
déjà
full
vu.
circle. Jackass.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the part where Brug prays real hard that they don't recognize him, but I don't think that's gonna hold up.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens.
I mean, unless the guards are incompetent, but I mean, yeah.
Now the dexterity check, you got a 14.
16.
16.
Yeah,
All right,
let's do the dex save.
All right. Well, that's okay. Do you have a spell modifier, or what's your attack modifier, Don? Whichever is highest, your spell or attack modifier.
As a comment, I think overall that might pass, just because he's hammeredly drunk, and him tossing a table does not sound like an easy feat.
I think it passes, but
Yeah, here I'm looking for it. I think it's 3 for spells.
yeah, and then the 3, so 6, and then so you will pass. So basically, what I've done there is set a DC based on 8 plus your modifiers, which is your stat and then proficiency. So that's fine. You jump out of the way. The table just like smashes against a pillar in Rin's home.
Don, house. As he runs out the door, it's just like,
God damn it, I'm trying to eat pie here.
Yeah. If the door's closed, I'm
I'm
just gonna
choked on
bash it.
It's too much fun. Come on.
Yeah, I gotta allow you your fun, but I was eating pie, and then you were just like, sudden pie in my lungs.
Nice. All right. Well, that's probably enough of that because you're outside and you can.
just like,
You said everyone turned into that, so now there's just like a
No, just it's everyone in the room. It's basically the text says the party, so it's basically everyone in the room. So as soon as he's outside,
help demons.
Yeah, there won't be anyone on the street except for Brug, who's like run off by now. And so you'll just wander around
to a wall.
for a few minutes, and then you'll be like, "Where am I?" And yeah, a bit lost. Back to your senses again.
All right, well, who's ready to pay my bail?
Yes. So Brug's in the morning. So Don, you're able to either find your way back to either Sky's Edge Park or the Guild, or wherever you like, even back to Rin's house. Once you're back to your normal self. So you can sleep. And in the morning, Brug's nowhere to be seen. So what do you guys do? Still kind of half in a daze from
Lana's
your
up
night of
making
entertainment.
breakfast for the 2 remaining guys.
Yeah, sort of like some
Like,
pheasant
I guess
eggs and some
Maple
blueberry
bacon.
muffins and stuff.
Bert's been teaching me how to cook these things. Woo! Yep.
Maple bacon. Yeah. What is it?
Yogurt.
Yeah. Mm.
Maple bacon.
Yeah. She'll.
That might sound good if Brug's head wasn't literally trying to explode out.
As Sylis and Rin comes to the table, it's like she'll just kind of sit down there and with them, be like, "So, how are your heads?"
Don't talk too loud.
Stop yelling at me.
Of course not.
As you guys are like sitting down for your meal and sort of catching up,
Where'd Dawn go? Where'd Brug go?
outside, Brug, you continue to follow the rhythm of the guards until your eyes adjust. The streets are awash with sound and color. People of all races, short and tall, fat and thin, milling
Everything
around.
hurts.
Some casting menacing glares in your direction, but not stupid enough to harass the guards. After a few twists and turns, alleyways that stretch in every direction, you stumble into a courtyard much more crowded. There are shouts from every direction, and for the rest of the party, you can hear shouts outside of Rin's house. All of a sudden, a throng of people push through the lines of the guards and prisoners, dancing to the beat of drums and clapping in chorus. So, guys in the house, you hear drums and people shouting outside, clapping and cheering. Colors and lights spin around you, Brug. So unaccustomed are you to such sights until finally you stand still and blink and look down. Your chains hang limp on the ground and people mill around you, not paying you any heed, and no guards can be seen.
Oh
Everyone
my
that's in the house, everyone that's in the house, you just hear this dancing
my
and
God.
drumming coming from outside.
I have no idea what's going on, but
Oh,
why don't I
shit.
just kind of look at the 2 guys and be like,
So
is
I have
there
a problem with this, though. I have to go back to that guardhouse. My stuff is in there.
I'm sorry, it's just too good to pass up.
Brug is going to try and sneakily make his way back to the guardhouse.
All right. So there's still the sound of tambourines and drumming from outside. Are you guys
Brug
paying
cannot tell
attention
if
to
it's- Brug cannot tell if it's the people drumming or if it's in his head.
Okay, so you try and make your way back, but I want to see what the other guys are, how the other guys are responding.
Well, it's just asking Sylis and Rin, like, is there a festival today? Like, and she'll get up and go kind of look, see if like maybe it's something with the performers or something, and she'll look out to see if like it's any of the hoopers or acrobatics that she's been hanging out with. And
I'm not so sure it's just in my head, Lana.
no, I'm sober.
so
for
loud.
I'm sober!
It's like, I'm sober and I hear it, so I'm pretty sure it's not in your head.
Everyone
I
else
don't-
is just like, my life is pain and sorrow.
Yeah.
Lana's kind of bummed that she's not there with Brug as he's coming to all hungover and be like, yep, that's why you should be careful. So it's like, do we really want to do this on the day before we're supposed to go? Lucky that they're chill with us.
Right, so you're not going outside to see the hubbub, basically.
She's going to take a peek, like, especially it's like, I don't know.
There are crowds yelling in the street.
Yeah.
What does she see when she looks out the window?
You see the back of a rather hulking figure that's got chains, like, dangling behind him, like, walking, you know, like, a little bit weirdly on his feet, sort of in the direction of down, away from you, and you go, don't I recognize, is that?
Hey guys, can one of you come over here? I think, is that
And
Brug?
then, like, the figure, like, turns around the corner away from you, so you're not sure anymore. If it was
Alright,
Brug.
her curiosity will be piqued. She'll open the door and go run down the street real quick just to get a better look.
All right.
I just have this idea of a pregnant lady shuffling down the street.
No, she's like 2 months pregnant right now, so she.
Okay,
she
well, there's a
passed out
difference
this
between eating for 2 and 2 months pregnant. All right.
Yes, but still, like
So
the hunger kicks in around that time, anyways.
So there's dancers and tambourines and drummers and all sorts of stuff.
So people like she's seen around town then before, like
the hoopers that they're all like chilling out there, and they're like, "Hey, Lana!" calling out to you.
Hi, and her focus is on trying to see who the person is that she feels like she's like, I recognize that. Is that Brug? I don't know. It looks big enough.
The figure you see the figure, and he's like turned towards a door. And as he sort of turns face on towards the door, you do get a pretty good idea that it is. And he sort of puts his hand on the door and sort of like tries to open it, but it like won't open. And he's like,
she just smiles, big like, and she's like,
what door am I opening?
The door to where all your gear is.
Okay, is that the guardhouse or am I?
The guardhouse, yeah.
You can see a lot very loudly.
Is there a subtle way to break in other than just opening the door?
Well, it should be open. It's like during the day, so I'm
expecting there to be guards in there. I don't think they're gonna let me into there, and be like, "Oh, hey, I was arrested last night. Can I have my stuff?"
Law's voice is
well, you're still a bit out of it. You're like, I need my gear.
Okay, you know what? That's fine. That's fair. So yeah, Brug is just literally going. If Brug is unable to turn the knob and open it, Brug is gonna kick in the door.
Yeah, it'll just like slam open. Lana, you'll see this, and you'll see him like huff, I guess, and start walking inside this door. And then you realize that there's a signpost above where he's standing, and it's got like the symbol of the city guard on it.
okay.
Brug will be fine. This goes back to the inn.
No, she when she realizes Brug, like, right as he goes to kick in the door, like her first thing's like, as her hooping community acrobat people are like, "Hey, Lana, what's up?" It's like, I'm just Brug getting all angry. Brug, there you are. Just so you hear this like piercing voice just in the midst of your foggy, and so.
You hear like this banshee yelling down the street, Brug. It's like the most piercing sound you've ever heard in your life, but it's calling your name.
Oh my God, Brug is kicking in that door even harder and slamming it behind him. God damn it, he is hung over. There are banshees chasing him now. He was arrested. Brug is never drinking again.
Brug! Hey, come on.
Brug is just like holding the door closed, hoping the banshee can't get through.
You're trying to open the door from the outside, and there's this big force from the other side.
Brug, let me in. Come on. Brug, I know you're in there. Stop holding.
Go away, spirit. Brug not do anything.
It sounds like your horrid Auntie Mavis who used to like wake you up like and you've forgotten this until like right now, Brug, like this, and the really annoying auntie that like grabs your cheek and goes,
oh my God, Brug just has Vietnam flashbacks of this woman. And Brug gets a cold sweat and it's just like is looking around for something to jam the door shut. And Brug will grab a chair and shove it up against the doorknob to jam it closed. And he'll just breathe a sigh.
You'll Lana even just like, Lordy, you are not ever drinking again. If this is how you're reacting. Oh my gosh, Brug, stop. I can hear you barricading the door. Open up, it's me. Hey, I made bacon. Come on, let's go eat.
At the idea of eating, Brug is just going to feel bile rise in his throat. No, he's definitely not opening that door.
I'll cook you a nice porridge, little boy. Yes, you'll like it.
Brug just gets even more scared of this door opening. And it's just like looks around for more stuff to jam in front of it.
She'll.
There's a
She just folds
bookcase,
her
Brug is
arms,
going to
she's
shove
like,
it in front of the door.
Lana,
Just for laughs and giggles. Just for laughs and giggles. Hey, I rolled 18 on a strength check to push this door open.
yeah, as you start pushing and Brug feels
Can I
feels
squeeze
quite
it?
quite a strength coming in.
Go away,
she
spirit
sort of
of dead auntie. Get away
gets the
from me.
door open
I think if
ajar,
he's
and then you
having-
just like
if
slam
he's-
it back.
He should have disadvantage on having a hangover. If he's
Oh, no,
confusing her
he's-
voice for a banshee.
He's not at
Yeah,
disadvantage.
I should
no
have
way.
I should have advantage. There's this banshee
No.
of my dead scary aunt out there. I'm not gonna leave out there.
And as the door gets slammed back into your face, like you manage to get a little bit of leeway, and then it just like slammed it back. As you do this, and as you're sort of like wrestling with the door, you hear some footsteps behind you, and you turn around, and there's 2 guards standing there, Lana.
Hi. So I'm just trying. I'm just here to help my friend home. He's not feeling very well. Just deception.
All right, well, let's leave the scene here for a second and go over to what the other guys are doing. As you've seen Lana like run out of the house and whatever, what are you guys doing as this all happens?
So I guess we need to know where Don went. You know what I mean? But it also said that he was
Don
gonna
would still be back at the house, wishing he wasn't alive.
be at Rin's house or at the guild hall. Like
Rin's house.
Rin's
he
house?
would have
Okay.
returned and passed out on the floor
Okay.
sometime during the night prior.
okay,
Your
so
first instinct is that
yeah, you
Lana
know,
has disappeared.
yeah. So I would think that how much time has passed?
Maybe
Uh,
5 minutes.
5
Yeah.
minutes or so. Okay. Yeah, I would think it's a bit weird that she hasn't come back. But I don't know where she went because all I saw was she went and turned. So I have no idea where she went. So I went and I go and look out the door. I don't see anybody that I know, right? Well, or whatever.
Not really. There's just random, and everyone's got like ribbons, and it's all colorful, and there's like loud drums and tambourines and people dancing, and it's a bit nuts.
Yeah.
You might ask someone. Be like, hey, have you seen this person?
Oh no, yeah, absolutely.
Actually, he
just
probably
kinda-
recognized a few of the few times that he's gone out with her to
Yeah.
kind of see people.
Exactly.
I can see like seeing one of oh, you know Lana.
Yeah. So exactly that. You took the words right out of my mouth. So I would walk up to one of the hoopers that I know that she learned this from, and be like, "Have you seen Lana?"
Oh yeah.
Which
She
way-
didn't
which-
want to come and play. She just went down that avenue there.
Oh, okay. Thanks. It's really
Okay, I
loud
gotta-
out here.
I gotta drop out of chat, but I'll talk to you
Alright.
guys later.
All right.
Right. No problem, buddy. See you there.
Yeah, so if you go towards that direction, you'll see the backs of 2 guards, and you'll see Lana looking all like innocent.
Yeah. And I would just
If she catches
Stagger
sight of
right
him,
over.
she'll just kind of give him a look, like, and do a thieves' can't kind of symbol of like stop.
yeah, and I absolutely stop. You know what I mean? Because I trust her.
The guards are like, okay, miss, stand aside.
Okay. If you can help me,
Just
he's really
stand
feeling.
aside, miss.
I will. I just want to take him to Fela if you can help me get him out. And she'll stand aside and just kind of like, way to go, Brog, for barricading the door. Way to go, you idiot.
In a very level and sort of mediocre sort of volume but commanding presence kind of voice, the man sort of just speaks, not cries or yells, or just speaks and says, "Sir, let us in." And because it's not screeching,
Did you kill the banshee?
because it's not screeching or crying out, you do hear that normally, bro. and there's no like forceful presence against the door like there was a second ago, and you're muted.
Is there like a there like a window Brug can look out of?
Yeah.
Brug will look out this window to see who has killed the banshee outside.
If she sees his face, she's gonna wave and be like.
So you see Lana. You probably recognize her. She's waving, and there are two armored guards outside.
Brug will pale upon seeing the guards, seeing that he's got chains on him again, and is gonna quickly scour the armory for his stuff and hopefully be able to use the axe to get the chains off of him.
Yeah. So you leave the chair and stuff by the door, and you're going to find your stuff.
Yep.
All right. After a few minutes or after a few seconds, you will find it. I mean, it's where you left it. Your senses are starting to come back to you at this point. Like now that someone's not screaming at the top of their lungs at you, you're sort of like starting to focus. You know, there's not all of these bright, shiny colors around. It's just like, and so you look around and you're like, oh yes, my gear, and you stumble across to where it is and you're starting to pull it out, and then you hear, you know, the sound of the door being slowly pushed in against the chairs.
They don't sound pleased, do they?
They're not. They don't sound impressed. No.
Is there a back way out?
Yeah, probably.
All right. Is there anything else that's really neat in this armory?
High or low?
Eyes.
High? All right. Let's see. Nope. Just your standard run-of-the-fair guard armory, apparently. So my guys tell me.
Then Brug's gonna, if there's a back way, Brug's gonna sneak out the back way.
Yeah, you can do that. And so you do that. The
Brug
guards
would be rearrested if if he let the guards in.
Yeah, the guards after a couple of minutes, Lana, managed to force open the door and right the chairs, and they say, whoever your friend is doesn't seem to be here anymore. We've got to clean this mess up, miss. Now move along, and there'll be no trouble.
Yep.
And Sylis would, in these
kind of scoots along and kind of head nod at Sylis, like, get over here.
Yeah, and certainly I'm not gonna make any sound. He's got the boots of kind, so I will roll stealth if you want me to. But I would certainly, yeah. I walk up to her, just say something to her in thieves' camp, so that the other two don't understand me, and
we're walking away from them, so.
Oh yeah, the guards hearing thieves' camp are totally gonna be trusting.
They don't.
Oh,
I know.
You walked away from them too.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And just ask her what she did, what happened. Tell her that my head is pounding.
So Brug's now out the back.
And her thought is so Brug was in that place and he's now not in that place. So I'm thinking, here, help me get up on the roofs there and kind of work her way up to get to the tops just to see if she can spot him if he's gotten away somewhere else.
All right, so the guard tower is quite some stories high.
She's just going to... Okay.
He looks up and goes, he'll make his way back to the guild hall, I'm sure. Why don't we say...
You're not so sure of that. You don't think he's gone anywhere near the guild hall.
Right. As it comes out of my mouth, I'm like, oh, I forget about that guy.
I'm sure a banshee.
Yeah. Alcohol's a wonderful drug, sweetie. It's I'm gonna tell you something. He knows we're leaving today. It's not like it's some surprise. He'll meet up with us. I'm certain of it. Why don't we say goodbye to Rin? Say your goodbyes.
Yeah.
'Cause it's gonna be some time. I'll give you time to do that. I have a bit of a present for him.
Oh, cool.
I
You'll appreciate that.
Yeah, I reserved a bottle for him. That he will be able
Nice.
to make his concoction here again. And are
I
you okay?
appreciate that.
I'm sorry, my kid just hit her head on something that probably she shouldn't have. I'm sorry about that. So something to remind us by. You know what I mean? Like, and the wonderful night we just shared, even though we all got way too fucking hammered. Holy shit.
Yeah. Idiots.
What was I thinking going up against two half-orcs? Two half-orcs, honey.
Yeah,
Holy
they can
crap.
definitely hold their own.
Hey, what can I say?
Yeah.
Guys have a pissing
Hey.
contest.
Oh,
But-
guy.
And you hear that word, and because you did get pretty drunk, you realize that you haven't relieved yourself yet. Your water is feeling rather full.
Yeah. Yeah, Turin's now, and he's he feels as if he's needs to use the privy badly.
Yeah.
On both ends, maybe.
Maybe
Both
after
ends.
eating like 4.5 pounds of stuff, yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's like
You know, I mean,
So,
pretty long. I've only had 4.5, yo.
yeah, he goes in, he relieves himself, comes back out. He goes, I'll leave you to it. It was very nice to have met you, Rin. I wish I would have sooner.
Yeah. I'll catch up here in a little bit.
Rin?
Yeah, say your goodbyes. Hey, I have something here for you. It's and he takes it out and he puts it on the table. It's like, look, you can make another batch of that lovely alcohol. And it'll maybe give you a little bit of a reminder of the time you had tonight and the time you shared with Lana here. Maybe in a time of need or something like that.
Rin sort of he's got a big beaming smile and goes, oh, you got something for Rin? Oh my god! And he sort of like
the bottle
grabs it and he says, oh, Rin saved this for a special occasion, and he like rushes out to the back and he puts it in a cupboard, and then he like comes out and both of his hands are behind his back, and he like comes up to you and he says, Rin has something for you too.
A knife just stabs you.
A knife in the belly.
Just Lana is mine and just stabs you.
That's my baby, dude.
Long live the king.
And he looks at him and he goes, for me.
He says, yeah, this is for you. And he pulls out this little box, and it's like wrapped in some nice colored paper, and he hands it over and he says, just for you. You open it. Just
so
for
open it
yourself.
now.
Lana like pouts just a little, just like, oh. But at the same time, like, she's like holding her tongue, is like, we want the boys to be friends, okay? Just shut up.
So should I open it now, Rin?
Rin sort of like shrugs and says, it no matter, you can open it now or later.
He'll open it here in his presence.
All right. So inside, you open it and it's a wooden box inside of the wrapped box. And it's about 3 inches by 3 inches, I think, maybe 4. And then deep, it's probably 1 to 2 inches deep. So I don't know. That's hard to see.
Yeah. So about the size of a cigarette pack, almost. You know what I mean? It sounds like.
Yeah, a little thicker perhaps. And anyway, so you find that it's a wooden box. It looks like mahogany. And you'll open
mahogany.
it up, and it's like lined with velvet. The lining inside is velvet, and it's like an orange kind of velvet. And then there's inside there's a wooden figurine inside, and it's basically a figurine of a stylized white phoenix. And it would probably fit in your palm, the figurine itself. And yeah, it's a stylized white phoenix.
Yeah, and I look at him like, what is this one?
He says, for you.
But what is it?
He says, it's white phoenix.
It's just a carving. It's just something to remind you of. It may remind me of you.
Yes, for you.
Is it just a memento?
I like how suspicious.
Why
he
just
is.
gotta look
Yeah,
at
well,
Silas
because I
like,
know what I am doing. You know what I mean? So like I'm suspicious of the dude a little bit. You know what I mean? And the fact that I told the DM about this, and now he's giving me something. It's kind of weird. Anyways,
yeah, Lana's like looking at Silas, just kind of like shaking her head, like, I didn't tell him about it. Like,
yeah.
You're like, wow, thanks. You get away from the town, and it just surprise, and it just explodes.
No, it turns into a real phoenix, and we all die.
He says,
What do you mean we?
he says,
yeah, you know. Well, you're gonna be with me.
it just symbol. Rin simple. And says, for you.
Did you carve that, Rin?
I really like this.
And he's smiling at him. You know what I mean? Looking.
He says, no, I got it from the store.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, my friend.
He
And he
says,
says that he says it very sincerely.
yeah. He's all happy, and he's got a gift for each one of you, basically. And so,
You know, you murder this guy, and Brug finds out. It's going to be very unpleasant.
for Brug, he has a similar box. It's a wooden box. Again, inside is a small palm-shaped wooden figurine of a bear.
Brug is beside himself excited about this.
15 minutes. For so Silas, Brug, for Dawn, what's a good symbol for Dawn?
An elk.
An elk? Yeah.
oh yeah, hey
I figure it's
Steven!
I figure it's a good neutral druidy creature. Symbolizes both strength, leadership, and
Yeah, let's just go
you
with
know.
that. Let's go with that. An elk. So got an elk. For who else we got? For Tina, it'll be
what race is what class is she playing?
she's playing a warlock.
And race?
And
Tiefling.
Tiefling?
It's a little
Maybe it's a
it's in the
stylized.
shape of a flame. I guess.
Yeah.
Little flame. And for Lana, what would you like, Lana?
Golden necklace. Piss
Yeah. Goodness.
It's Silas off
It's
more.
exactly the same, just a figurine of any animal, shape of your size of your palm in a little box.
Should be a dove.
I was thinking that. I was thinking actually owl, just because.
Sure. Yeah. And so that's fine for you. And so yeah, everyone will get a little wooden figurine, and they're like I said, the size of your palm inside a little wooden box. That's about it. And he says, Rin wishes you happy travels. Be safe.
Brug will hug Rin and probably just pick him up off his feet because he is absolutely tiny compared to him.
And as he sort of gets lifted off the ground, Rin's like, woo.
I quite like Rin.
Isn't he great? Lana says.
Yeah,
And she'll give him a hug
return
and
the
just
hug.
like, thank you. I guess.
And Silas will notice that Rin will peck Lana on the cheek.
And it further solidifies that he knows he's making the right choice.
And so Sylis leaves before the others. He feels he still had some things at the guild hall that he does need to get. Loose ends type of thing. So he heads himself there. He throws that box in the garbage and away.
Oh!
All right, that's your choice.
Character evil, like on the alignment scale.
Nope.
Because this would definitely put you that way.
No, it's not.
It's
If he
resentment.
murders-
You're gonna yell us and
if he
whatnot.
murders,
Resentment.
if he murders an innocent, it's evil.
Oh, the act is evil, but it doesn't change his alignment. Just because you do an evil act doesn't mean your entire alignment changes.
He's been taught his whole life here that he comes from a thieves guild. His mother's a rogue such as himself.
But yes, Sylis
you're
is on a
limited.
dangerous path. We know that. And I'll say something off camera about that in a second because we'll finish up here. Is there anything that you guys want to do first? And then we'll quickly finish up. I'll say a couple of things to you out of character and stuff off screen, and then I'll get going. So.
Okay. No, it's he, like I said, he definitely, no, he doesn't do that. He sees a passing by child and he gives the box to the child.
All right.
And
fun.
and smiles, you know what I mean, and says, "Open it, look. It's beautiful inside." And there's
The child
bird
is like,
And then you're on the section, and then you're on like the watch list.
no, he's like open mouthed and just like in wonder. He or she, it doesn't matter, about this little thing, and just like ecstatic to receive such a cool gift.
And to the parent, I tap him on the shoulder, says, raise them well, and he walks away and goes back to the guild hall, meets the group at the warehouse or whatever we're leaving from, and is there before maybe even everybody else.
Cool, very good. Anyone else?
Pug is gonna go to this to the blacksmith and dump his armor on the desk since he has these days off, and is it's gonna plop 2,000 gold on the table. Just be like, Brug needs something for this.
Okay. We can figure that out later, but yeah.
No, does not need to be happening now. I'm just
Cool. Yeah.
Anything, Mary?
No.
No.
Well, it's like Lana said her goodbyes, and they have the ring sustenance, and maybe she'll just go tell the people, like, just like, yeah, I'm gonna be out of town on business stuff, you guys take care, and she would end up going back to the guild hall,
All right, so the final thing that we just need to do is on screen is just for Sylis to roll us his dice, please, for the bottle of wine or tase that you gave to Rin.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that we can all see the extent of the damage.
Once. Oh,
70 damage. All right.
he's dead. Right?
Well, I mean, our characters don't know, so.
I want to know.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, we don't know, but that's a lot of damage. You know what I mean? It's
Pretty sure that's more than
Yeah,
Brock
especially-
has. Actually.
yeah.
And Brock's
So-
a barbarian, so yeah.
Well, but for like insta kill though, it has to be like twice their health.
He's an NPC. So,
Yeah, he's finally got what, 10 health.
yeah.
No, he's got more. He got magic in his blood.
Apparently.
But still,
All right.
not that much more.
Well, thank you for that. We had a very RP session this session. Hopefully it wasn't, boring or whatever. Obviously next
No, it
time
was
we'll get set off on our journey on the caravan, so have a little bit more action. But it was good, I think, to have this day of resolving stuff here and getting stuff sorted. So I've had a good time, and I appreciate you guys playing and coming along. And yeah, I hope you guys have had fun. And we'll call the live broadcast here. Thank you, anyone that was watching, and we'll be back in 2 weeks' time to see the journey of these fine people from Shan to Zilargo, Trolanport, the major city there. So we'll catch you guys
How long
then.
will that journey take, Sasek?
About a month.
A month. Ooh, perfect time.
Serious.
Yeah.
Thank you,
it'll
Matt.
be
I mean, it was a
it'll
great
be
session.
transitioned probably all next session. So, but
Okay.
it'll be fine. So we'll leave it here. Thanks again, and I'll stop the broadcast.